Hi guys, it's that time again. It's the Hot Off the Press show and time to get into this week's latest news and topics. Uh, like I said, it's this week's Hot Off the Press show and big talking points from the weekend and um, like I said, we're going to start off. Anyone that's watching, smash a like on the videos, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, so Uh, gonna start quickly on recent breaking news, and that's about Diego Maradona, and he's passed away today after suffering a cardiac arrest, aged I think 60. So yeah, obviously very controversial sort of player, as most English fans will know. Um, but yeah, he was a quality player and one of the all-time greats in football. So yeah, and Chris, I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good. Hope you're well too. Diego Maradona has passed away, suffering a cardiac arrest. Very sad news about Diego Maradona. He's an absolute genius. Thoughts go to his family and friends. Yeah, very well put. And yeah, and it's probably shocked the world of football, but then not probably surprising because he had his demons. Um, so there we are. Um, but yeah, where should we start? Should we start with? I'm going to start with obviously with Arsenal in a minute. And at the moment with Arsenal, I am torn to shreds about Arteta in, Arteta out. Um, how the team's playing, what players should we be keeping, what players should we be getting rid of, right? Players' behaviour, and I watched the game on Sunday with you guys on a watch along. Yeah, I've watched it on Sunday, and I was absolutely disgusted with Pepe's behaviour. Um, whether something was said by Orosky, I don't know, but um, it's in a red card offence. You don't do that in football, right? Yes, right. The defender's gone down like he's been shot by a sniper, right? But don't give him the invitation by putting your head on his head and motion forward. Don't do it, right? Willian as well before the actual during the 2 week break with that he had break COVID rules and had flown to Dubai for a couple of days and then returned. And what puzzles me is he does things like that. The players do things like that, and then they get picked for the next game. So it's like, yeah, that's all right, get away with it. That's all right, get away with it. That's all right, get away with it. It's stupid, right? And it really does wind me up. And I think that Arsenal become too soft. We're too soft on players, forgiving them for tons of mistakes. I used to grow up where Arsenal, if you made a mistake, that was you gone out the door, right? You never played again, right? And you were sold in the next transfer window for whatever. Now it seems that every single player gets another opportunity and then another opportunity to screw it up and another opportunity, right? So it's like, why do we need to play that well if we're just right? We don't need to play that well because we know we're going to get picked next game anyway. We know we're not going to get face the the threat of being chucked out the door. Right, Pepe's behaviour. Right, I'm not surprised that Lee Judges said that he wanted him gone. In January, there is a case for it. Yeah, I just it's tearing me up because I want to give Arteta. I want to give Arteta the chance, right? Because I know the half that squad's dead. It is dead. It's shit. It's better than me. Like it is. Sorry, I'm better than half of that squad. I mean, it's so crap. It's unreal. But yeah, it's really throwing me. Because on the same hand, I can't ignore the mistakes that are being made, like the tactics we're playing. The I'm not. I mean, we're playing Wolves. I'm not confident. Like we're playing Mulder on Thursday. I'm not even confident we get a point out of them, or even let alone win the game. We know if we win the game, we could go through as group winners. I ain't confident of it, and that's Mulder. That's not even a Solskjaer's old team. What the fuck? Arsenal don't have a leader like Tony Adams in the dressing room to let the likes of Pepe and Willian know that he made a mistake. Yeah, if you did that with Tony Adams on the pitch, or Keown, or even Keown, he wasn't even the captain, right? Or Vieira, they put up against a wall, right? For such behaviour, they'd make you know about it. Trust me. By the way, like anyone who wants to join, I will put the link in the description in the chat. I'd love to get your thoughts on Arsenal at the minute. Like, what do you think's going wrong? What do you think needs to change at Arsenal? Do the players' attitude need to change? Does the manager have to go? Or whatever you are, whether in or out, I'd love to know your opinion on it. Because I'm completely torn one way or another. I literally am. So, yeah, I'm literally sitting on the fence. Right. So, but yeah, and bearing in mind, and yeah, so we should have some guests coming on at some point. And by the way, anyone who does want to come on, obviously the link's there. I'll leave the link up. Obviously, we got the we got Man U that won last night against Istanbul, as well as winning against West Brom. And we'll review the games on the weekend and preview Arsenal's game against Mulder, as well as the weekend games as well. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, just quickly. Yeah, like I said, anyone obviously wants to come on, there's the link. And yeah, it's in terms of Willian, I can't stand anyone at the minute who breaks COVID rules. Couldn't stand Grealish for doing it. And obviously Grealish has had to plead guilty to drink driving on top of that. Now, I can't, like I said, I can't stand anyone that does it. And if I can't stand anyone that does it, to me, I don't want them at the club. So if Willian, who hasn't been playing well anyway, if he is going to behave like that and break the rules, right, being a player for Arsenal, you can get lost. Get lost straight away. I don't care, right? Quality player or not, right? No player is bigger than the club, right? So even someone like Henri didn't do that because he knew he wasn't bigger than the club. End of story. Rest in peace, Colin Newell. You'd have to, yeah, Wayne. You'd have to. Obviously, I know about Diego Maradona, but oh, yeah, Heavy D. Yeah. I found that out on Twitter just now for a tweet from I think it was Terry Davis. Sad news, big time gooner. We all know him as Heavy D. He came on AFTV a lot. Boom, as they used to say. So, as he would say. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Yeah, it's sad news, obviously. But so like I said, we had Newcastle, we had Man United, beat Istanbul 4-1. That was sort of expected. Then we saw them beat this year. Comment of the year. No shit. And actually, I've got some positive news on the health front. Right, this is the stuff I gotta have every week, and I'm getting it at home now. Right, so that way I can stay at home and not have to go to the hospital. Right, so lovely giving set to go with it. So yeah, look, it's yeah, it's that, right? So yeah, that's what keeps me going every week. At a minute, I have kept it up, but it's there. God, right, mum in the background. So there's only one Heavy D, and that's yeah. Well said. Um, yeah. Also wanted to be actually because of Pepe's red card and obviously going over the Arsenal game. We started brightly. Let Leeds grow into the game. By Leeds, I think then took control of that game. To be honest, and by the second half, we were dead already, and that was before the sending off. Then Pepe does what he does, which is absolutely fucking moronic and stupid. And yeah, we had a chance with 4 minutes to go, but we didn't deserve to win that game at all. As usual, we didn't deserve to get anything out of that game. Only positives from this year is for me, Liverpool in the 30-year wait. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, and and proud and being a proud uncle to my. Oh, well said. Like I said, like Chris, you should come on. Honestly, right, and anyone should come on. Right, I'd love to have your opinion. Uh, sorry. So we had Man United play poorly and no change there. They get a penalty against they get a penalty against West Brom after West Brom had a shout literally about 2 minutes beforehand for a penalty. Fernandez scores again, and then the big game was Tottenham Man City, and Tottenham just all right. Man City had all the time, all the possession, and everything like that. But in the end, right, it was classic Mourinho, clinical, 2 shots, 2 goals, clinical, right. And what was key is they got that early goal as well, which put Man City on the back foot because you knew at that point Mourinho's just gonna like sit back and let you um, come at him and then counter attack, and then it worked perfectly for him. Which and that's now Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham with nothing between them at the top of the table. So people are now starting to raise a question. I'm not talking about like if you want to start talking shit about fucking F1 again, Peter, you can do it. You can come and have your point on Friday because that's my new show, mate. uh, 2020 is still shit and forever will be. Yeah, if you're Peter and you're a Ferrari fan, yeah, it's definitely shit. But yeah, like I said, like Peter, if you want to have your comments about F1 again, right, come on the Checker Flag Show Friday night, 7 p.m. I'm going to be doing it. It's going to be looking back at Hamilton's career. You can run your mouth as much as you want because you know the facts don't lie. But yeah, this is football. We'll talk about football tonight. So, Liverpool played Leicester, and we thought that was going to be another tight game. But despite key injuries with Liverpool and also Leicester, yeah, and despite the key injuries, Liverpool ran comfortable winners. Diego Jota, I think, with two goals or three. Someone have to check that, but they won. I think 3-0 was. But Liverpool just shown again why they are the Premier League champions, and just shows how good Klopp is at using that squad. I'll come on the show on Friday, even if Peter is on too. Like I said, it's the Friday. I'm starting this new show because I'll be fit enough to do it. Now I'm doing the infusions at home, so. Rest in peace, Diego Maradona, true legend. And yeah, even if you did do the hand of God, yeah. 2021 will start with a World War III. Well, that's the end of us all. But yeah. What else was there? There's Chelsea again, 2-0 against Newcastle. Comfortable, right? Not the easiest place to go. Newcastle against Steve Bruce. You know what they're going to do. They're going to play 2 banks of 4 and try and nick a goal. Don't just. I'm not even going to answer that. Just don't. talk to DPD. Like fucking couriers. Other couriers are available, as Ty would put it. Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea going there and looking very convincing, and again, another clean sheet. There, another clean sheet, another good solid performance, both defence and attack. That team is really starting to click now, and people may go on about Tottenham challenging for the title. My best bet is Chelsea. Sorry, I really do think Chelsea have got a serious title challenge on their hands. Right, I really do think it. I ain't got scammed, mate. I've got the tracking number. Right, I ain't got scammed at all, mate. It's the couriers who don't actually deliver it when they're supposed to. Right, because they don't know what they're bloody doing. Right, I would have got it on last Thursday, but unfortunately I was at the hospital. Right, and I know it was I know it's at the depot because they put the sorry we missed you on Thursday through the letterbox. Right, and I've spoken to him, so it's not a scam. It's the fact that DPD are shite. Simple as that. Right, and if they know what's good for them, right, they'll either sort it out or they owe me like the amount I paid for that PS5. Simple as that. Because it ain't the sender's fault at all. So, but yeah, just like the government, they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, but you don't like Stephen, mate, saying Spurs are doing well. Look, unlike someone like maybe a Gal or something, I will. I wouldn't. Obviously, I would hate admitting it to any Spurs fan that you're better than us, but you are. You are better than us, right? You've got a better team. Say you're a bigger team, you can get lost, right? You are a better team, but not a bigger club, right? No, right. What I'm saying is that you have, like I said, you have the better team on the pitch, but as a club, you're not bigger than us. Simple as that, right? Facts don't lie. But now we're missing Partey. Now we're missing Pepe, right? I think the only outstanding player probably we've got now is Gabriel, Tierney, and Aubameyang. We're screwed. We're screwed in 2 weeks' time. Uh, Fair play, Steve. I'll say as it is. You are a better team. You're not a bigger club, right? And that's a simple case at the minute. And you've been a better team for the last couple of years, right? Because our team has never saw any backing or investment on. If it has done, it's spent it on the wrong fucking players, right? You've got players like Kolasinac on 100 grand a week, and he can't even pass the ball 5 yards. And he doesn't make mistakes in an North London derby. Seriously, like I said, I'm doing a preview next week, next Friday actually. I'm doing a preview for Arsenal Spurs because it's a North London derby. So Danny, if you want to come on for that, right, I'll put the link in the description. You can join us for that. So yeah, he, honestly, I was on the football cherish and he was just dismissing it straight out of hand. Right? He was just dismissing it straight out of hand. And I'm like, you can't, because the form they're in at the minute, his title challenging form. Simple as that. And it ain't really Silent Stan either, because Silent Stan really has spent just as much as Chelsea, or a little bit under. So he's just spending it on the wrong players. But we got Marvel on. How are you?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry about that. It was longer than I anticipated. To be honest, I was just like finishing cooking dinner, so I just had to eat something before I came on. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Not to worry. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Yeah, not doing too bad. I've got good news. Tomorrow I'll be doing my infusion at home, so I won't have to go to the hospital. So
Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, we just see your actual logo of that Maradona.
Yeah. Well, like everyone, I was shocked when he died, or when I heard he died. But like, yeah, one of the best of all time, without question. Like
Mm.
the the whole hand of God thing and the '86 World Cup. That was a bit well. I was gonna say before my time. I was just like a small kid, so I don't have full memory of it. But obviously, he did very well at Napoli. He was at Barca, but yeah, one of the greatest ever, really.
Mm.
Definitely
Mm.
say definitely top two, three, definitely top five. I reckon. You can talk about the only players who really well. I was gonna say the only players that come close to him since like his heyday and Messi, Ronaldo. I don't even agree with that. Brazilian Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zidane are goats in my opinion. But
Yeah.
um,
Or
yeah,
the you remember the Ronaldo of Brazil?
yeah. Both Ronaldos since his heyday are obviously goats, but um, yeah, it's very sad that he died. Obviously, he had like health issues, and he had, you know,
I'm not too surprised, to be honest, because he was struggling with addiction a lot. So I think that had a part to play.
yeah. Yeah, I was about to say,
So,
yeah. But yeah, it's very sad. So
yeah,
just rest in peace. Yeah.
yeah, and um, Moise has just come up with about I just mentioned earlier in the stream. Heavy D has passed away as well,
Yeah.
which is a real shock, and obviously
Mm,
an big Arsenal fan.
mm.
Came on AFTV a lot, and
Yeah.
very, very positive, I'd say.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, it
but
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
It was like yeah. I
following
used.
Arsenal,
Yeah. Sorry.
guy, no, it's, following Arsenal at the minute.
Mm,
Saw the game on Sunday,
mm.
and uh, what did you make of Pepe, and what would you do if January or the summer transfer window come along? Because some people are saying they want him gone.
Um. Well, the entire sending off thing, I think, was it was stupid. But we've seen players do that kind of stupid shit all the time, and that in itself, I don't think is a reason to sell him. Because I can remember like Vieira sometimes used to headbutt out of the blue. I remember Dennis Bergkamp used to. I think he got sent off for at least booked or retrospectively punished for like elbowing people. Ian Wright used to get. To be fair, he seldom ever got sent off for us. I think only ever once, but he used to get like booked and suspended at least twice a season.
But
Um,
would you say that is because say with the players you mentioned, they're legends,
mm,
right?
mm.
So they've got what they've won titles with us and stuff
Mm,
like that.
mm.
So whereas Pepe, he's not hit the heights of what we know he can do.
Yeah,
So
but
is it one of those that because he doesn't have that credit sort of in the bank
the thing
as
is
something?
that I see some people saying you should sell him in January, but Is that just because he headbutted him? Yeah, it's stupid, but I just think that's kind of very extreme. Or unless I'm not understanding what people are saying, maybe I don't know. But if it's just for the headbutt, then no, I think, as I say, I think that's a bit extreme. But personally, on Pepe, I think this is this is probably a make or break season for him because he has to deliver consistently. But I think the major thing hanging around his neck is the price tag. He is our record signing. Now, whether he was truly worth 72 million or not, maybe he wasn't, but like maybe there was some. Well, there like lots of rumors of like shenanigans of whatever and of the transfer fee. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think many fans know the ins and outs of it, but he is our record signing all the same. So like, I think that's what's weighing down him because if he costs 30, 40 million, even 50 million, I don't think there'll be that pressure on him. But even still, I reckon if say by this season he still is kind of average, because I think it's unfair to say he's been shit for his entire Arsenal career. He did have a very good game in the cup final, and he has scored some important goals and some good goals at times. So, but yeah, to be honest, I'll give him this season, maybe next season, and if he's still like average, because I do think it's unfair to say he's been shit, then yeah, probably have to cut ties. But as it stands now, I wouldn't get rid of him just because he did something stupid on the pitch. I think that's way over the top, in my opinion.
Yeah. Marley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
We're doing okay. We'll just talk about Pepe and his red card and what did you make of it? And obviously, some people might have been reactionary saying they want him gone as soon as possible. What's your thoughts and takes on it?
I mean, the red card was dumb. That was dumb. I'm sure he regrets it for sure. It's what up, Wayne? There's no going around it. Like you can't. It was the heat of the moment. Like I'm sure he heard something he didn't like. I'm sure like the guy was a little rough on him before, but nothing justifies doing that. As I've mentioned before, like where I was watching it, the quality was kind of poor, so it didn't seem like a headbutt to me. It seemed like a threat, like I'm leaning into you, like that. Like I'm either gonna kiss you or punch you. I know, like it's a threat. It didn't seem like a headbutt, but if it was meant, it's dumb. As far as wanting him gone, like I don't. I think Pepe's a good player, man. Like he hasn't settled into the Prem. Maybe he never will. But I know he has a lot of talent. His last, I mean, he had been doing well like before that, but his last season at Lille before joining Arsenal was phenomenal. He was one of the best players that season in France and maybe in Europe as well. Like he had fantastic numbers, but I would be very surprised if he brought back or even like actually got started with his career at Arsenal, because I think he's going to be exiled now. Like Arteta usually doesn't usually like he's not usually okay with this type of things.
Well,
See what he
Conduzi,
did with
obviously.
yeah. See what he exactly. So I would be surprised. He hadn't been playing well.
That's the
Like
last thing
it's
you
clear
do
that
as well when
Arteta likes other stuff.
you've been begging to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
The last thing you do is do that.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got Spurs in 2 weeks' time. Right?
I don't want him gone. Like we'd lose a lot of money if we sold him now, but I'd be surprised if Arsenal and Pepe, like if both of them were actually able to bring this back up or like just get it started, right? Because Pepe's had like Marble's right. Like Pepe's had some really good games, but like the norm so far, it's like pretty mediocre for what we expect at least. Like he looks like a 30 million player, not a 72. So we'd lose a lot of money. That's why I don't want him gone, but I'd be very surprised if that happened. Have you guys spoken of, like, I see the picture, have you guys spoken about Maradona? Because that kind of
Yeah.
that's horrible, man. That's
Yeah. You just want to read out this comment here, man.
Yeah.
You heard rumours, Stephen, that Spurs and Arsenal have asked the government if they can pilot large crowds at the Emirates and our ground. What's your thoughts? I can't see it happening. I really look. To be honest, the fact we are so close to this vaccine coming along, right? It's been approved. Like, just wait until it's done. Right?
Yeah.
We got to wait what, a month more, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, we've waited so long for it. Just one more month to get people to get the jab, get it vaccinated. Right, then we can start enjoying football and going to games, and that's my take on it. Don't rush into it, because before you know it, we end up with another spike.
We have a really good saying in Brazil that kind of fits this situation. It's not gonna sound awkward translating it, but it's like, what's a fart for someone who's pooped their pants? You know, like, we've waited long enough. The economy is still, like, we're not gonna have to wait too long. So just let it be over with. Just let it be safe, and then we'll bring it all back, man. Like, mankind suffered a lot of stuff in the past. I know this is one of the biggest ones, but we'll get through it. But if you guys don't mind, I'd really like to touch on Maradona. Like,
Yeah, go on. Obviously.
I mean, I'm Brazilian, so people are always gonna push me the comparison, right? Like, Maradona versus Pelé. Of course, like, it's true. Like, he doesn't, like, rank as highly in my ranking, but who am I? You know, like, I do place him in that genius category, which is like, that's not a lot of players. You know, like, that's maybe 10, 15 players ever, like, that truly genius player that could do anything. Like, he could win games alone. He's a true, like, he's a legend of the game, one of the gods, really. And
Don't say God,
he's
and don't say him and God, please.
oh no,
Don't say him and God, please.
one of the gods of football, dude.
English,
Oh
please.
yeah, the hand of God. Sorry, yeah, sorry, yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. One of the true legends, right? Myths. So and he was a character as well, man. He was never an example, you know. Like, he just did his thing. He was one of the best. He was the best of his era for sure. And yeah, he enjoyed life. Like, he did exactly what he wanted to do, even if it wasn't right. Like, definitely not someone to follow, like, outside the work thing, because he was one of the best at what he did. So yeah, football's losing, like, a huge name. Unfortunately, he didn't find a lot of success, like, after retiring, right? Like, it would have been really cool if he was actually a successful manager. If he had won something with Argentina, that would be like, I wouldn't like it, but that would have been really cool. But yeah, man, it's a damn shame. And I'm like, as a Brazilian, I'm always scared for Pelé, because he's very old right now. Like, Pelé's over 80 years old, I think. Yeah, he's over 80 years old. He's 80 years old. He just turned 80. What am I talking about? And
for me,
yeah,
Pele is he doesn't. He's second to Pele for me.
for
Right.
me, yeah,
Because the
yeah,
reason I say is that Pepe is such a it's his character and his personality.
yeah.
Right. He was like sort of like the true gentleman of football at the same time. Really humble.
Yeah.
That's what for me. Yeah. That's
I was gonna.
um.
So sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
How much would you reckon you could get Pepe in this market?
About 40 million. I think
Less.
definitely he'll depreciate from his original, like, 72, definitely. But yeah, I'll say probably 40, because he's still, how old is he? 25. So he's still got years with it. Yeah.
But who do you see paying that amount of money right now for him?
No one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I honestly
I mean,
feel like if we
PSG didn't
want
even
to,
buy Bellerin.
What?
PSG didn't even get Bellerin in the end.
Exactly, and that was like 35-25. Like if we actually say Pepe's not gonna touch the ball for Arsenal again, we want to sell him, we're gonna get 20 million for him, 30 million.
There's no way
Because,
on God's earth you're getting 72 million for a player that doesn't play on the pitch.
no.
Right? Why do you think the Özil thing's going on for so long?
Yeah, like I can see him being loaned out next season. I'm assuming he has a couple of years left.
Too good for that. You know, there's some players that you can't loan. You have to get them, right? Because they're that good. And I think Pepe, for me, he's gone past that sort of age and ability to be on loan.
Nah, mate, he's like 1 year older than Torreira, who we just loaned out. Like it might happen because it's
but you talk about Torreira and you talk about Pepe. Pepe's more quality for me.
What?
For me, Torreira's not as quality as Pepe.
I suppose, yeah. In terms of technical ability,
that's actually arguable. I mean, I'd say Pepe's ceiling is higher, but for Arsenal, Torreira has done more than Pepe has. Like he's like in Torreira's prime at Arsenal was more like that. That's something we needed more than Pepe's prime. Truth be told, like Pepe at his best, like he should be our best winger. Even though like Saka and Martinelli are like in a year they're gonna be our best attacking players. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to him, and the reason I say maybe he's gonna be loaned out is because like whenever Arsenal can't sell someone, if there's a market, it seems that we're willing to loan them out.
Yeah. But I think if he is,
don't say God to an Englishman.
I apologize. I apologize.
Probably going to have to be a loan deal with obligation to buy.
Yeah, I was gonna say what Danny is saying, that probably loan with obligation to buy, but also I think there would be a lot of clubs that would want to loan him because say either another English club or Spanish club or wherever. So I think there will be takers, but
I don't think we would be seeking an obligation to buy, because no one would put an obligation that would actually like recover our losses. No one's gonna slap a 72 like obligation to buy. So I think it's gonna be like Guendouzi and Torreira, man. Like we're gonna loan them out, like see if their markets actually improve a little bit. Like Guendouzi, we're gonna make a profit for sure. But Torreira is already like pretty tough, and he's what, 30 million, and we're struggling to get a profit on him. We're not gonna get a profit on Pepe. I hope something changes, mate. But everything's like, there's a whole aspect of him. Like you guys know, like stuff's gonna happen. Like shitty things are gonna be said that he's gonna like think about leaving. You know that Arteta is not necessarily happy with him right now. Like there's a big chance he's going to be extremely outcasted like Guendouzi. So I don't know. I'm fearful of that thing. I'm fearful about everything for Arsenal, man. Like other than our youngsters, like nothing's looking promising right now.
Nah, I mean,
I'll play Pepe in the Europa League, to be fair, because he can't obviously play Premier League. Because I think obviously we got Mulder tomorrow. I think it's Rapid Vienna next week, isn't it? Then Dundalk. So you should be free to play all them games. Plus, you'll keep him match fit and stuff. So
I don't see him playing tomorrow, mate. Do you, Steven? Because I think he's gonna be punished by Arteta. So, mate, November, forget about him. Like I don't see him.
If Arteta's consistent with every other player, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like tomorrow's going to be a much younger squad.
Yeah, I think the problem is that, like, it's like I said earlier, right? Do you lot have any confidence winning that game
tomorrow?
Which tomorrow?
Tomorrow, not about the weekend. I'm talking about tomorrow.
No, tomorrow I'm confident we're going to win, but. I'm not confident I'm going to enjoy the game, but I think we're going to win.
The thing is, they had I think we're marginally the better team at home, but away they're going to be more confident now. Plus, they're going to see we have a lot of issues. So, plus they need to win if they want to get to the round of 32. So it won't be easy, but I reckon because I think he's going to play the kids. I'd like to see Balogun. AD probably will get a game in some capacity. I guess Nelson and all of them will. So even still, I think we may just have enough to shade it.
Can I just have another point as well? Is about
Yeah.
Willian, right? Willian, I believe, had broken COVID-19 rules by flying to Dubai and then back again. And what's really, obviously, I'm someone who's having to shield, so I can't go out. I've got to stay at home. The only time I did go out was going to the hospital. And that's basically, I mean, the first lockdown, they were even telling me to stay away from my parents and my mum and my sister in case they brought it into the house. And what winds me up is these players like Willian, like Grealish, who is just pleaded guilty of drink driving as long as breaking COVID-19 rules, are breaking these rules and making it look like it's not a big issue. Right, it's something there to be broken. Right, these players, a lot of people look up to these players. Right, and I'm used to be with Arsenal. If you made a mistake, I remember Jermaine Pennant made a mistake of drink driving, and Wenger chucked him out the door. Right, so I don't get why Willian started on a weekend knowing that he's done that. I don't. Especially when Guendouzi doesn't do that and has a go at Morpay, and then is getting loaned out to I can't remember the team he's loaned out for now.
Berlin, yeah.
Yeah, but he's now being loaned out for something that's probably not as bad as what William's done.
There are two sides of what you're saying. Like, my guy. The thing with, like, I know it's wrong. I fully support what you're saying. It's they should be setting examples. So it's so wrong what they're doing. Like, they shouldn't be breaking the rules, right, and like that. But two things: we're running out of players a little bit, and people forget as well. Like, it's people keep saying, like, we don't know if Guendouzi's whole situation, like what Arteta did to him, happened solely because of that thing against Brighton. Like, Guendouzi didn't look like he had like a great, attitude before then. So Willian, we know, like, that's one of the most hardworking players. Like, people are aware of that. He's a workhorse.
Yeah.
So and Pepe seems to be like quiet. So we don't know, like, if they're gonna receive exactly the same treatment that Guendouzi did, because there were other aspects to it as well. It wasn't just like you fucked up once. He's a 19-year-old. I don't think Arteta would have done that to him if it was only that.
But then, Charlotte,
to this
I would
extent.
say with Guendouzi, right? Guendouzi, well, does this as well, is that he's been at numerous clubs, and the other times he has had an attitude problem. So, Guendouzi.
Yeah.
So he's been known
There you
for
go.
it.
I get the suspicion. Obviously, I can't know. I'm just a fan, we're all just fans. But I get the suspicion Guendouzi asked to go on loan. As I say, I agree with Marley that you can't just. I think it's wrong to say that just because he grabbed what's his name by the throat, Morpay. For me, that incident was nothing. That happens all the time. But I don't think you can say that alone. Arteta thought, nah, I'm done with you. Get out. Or go
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not. Listen, I don't condone violence, right? But what he did to Morpay was great, because someone needs to teach that pig a lesson. No, I'm being serious. He's completely made strikers.
You cheat. You need to get relegated.
Because he generally is a cheat though. Because Like basically,
Oh yeah,
right?
I know what he did. I know what he did. Right. I'm sorry, he could have ended Lennon's career. Right. With that, he knew exactly what he was doing. Right.
Yeah,
But
but on the Williams thing, well, he obviously broke the law. So did he pay a fine? Did
what's a
the
10 grand fine gonna mean to a football player?
They
yeah,
won't pay a fine.
true.
They won't pay a fucking fine, mate. Like,
Well, he should. He's not above the law. As
Why?
I
If
said,
I broke the law, I'd get paid.
yeah,
I'd have to
he
get
should pay
charged
a
10
fine.
grand. I know 3 students who went to UEA who held parties. As soon as they got there, they all got fined each 10 grand.
Yeah, but what you're saying is true, Stephen. 10 grand for him is what? A quarter of his, not even what, because
It's not even a quarter of his
a
wage.
quarter. It's
yeah,
not even a quarter. It's like 5% of his wages.
Yeah,
yeah. So
it's just an
Yeah,
expensive
but
holiday for him.
the thing is, like the thing is, it's so fucking difficult. The thing is, right? There's a difference because, in my opinion, yeah, like going back to Mopai, like if Mopai were to do that, everyone would be saying, "Oh, yeah, you're a disgrace. Don't bring him back. He's not talented anyway." But the thing is, Pepe and Willian are talented, so that's why people are pissed with them. But Pepe, it's been misconstrued by people. People think he travelled. It was actually Willian who travelled.
you're saying Pepe travelled? No, I haven't heard that.
All the news reports got it wrong. It was actually Willian who travelled.
Yeah, I made the mistake of that one, so I do apologise on that one.
No, we don't talk about this room though. Like Mopai's a cheat. He's basically ruined the reputation for strikers because of how how aggressive he is. Like people are comparing him to Balotelli, which is a disgrace as well because Balotelli is way
Oh,
better than him. Actually,
Jesus, yeah,
and he's
that makes
and he's
sense.
actually
Balotelli's
and
years,
he's
his life.
and he's actually held a stance. Back in the day, Balotelli was world class, so you can't compare a world class player compared to some shit kid from Brighton who's aggressive. You know what I'm trying to
Yo,
say?
Balotelli
So,
was once like one of the most promising attacking
Yeah, what I'm
strikers in the
saying,
world.
you're
Like
comparing
Mopai
Morpay as
doesn't
a
come
striker.
close.
Hang on, you're comparing Morpay as a striker, right, from Brighton, when Brighton don't score any fucking goals.
they do score goals, mate. Sadly, they do now.
But they don't score as many as what Balotelli did at Man City.
He scored more goals than they have as a club. Facts, actually. He scored like fucking 500, 600 goals in his whole career. Still going. And Brighton,
Who?
Balotelli.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're comparing Morpay for Brighton, where Brighton are very difficult at scoring goals at, right? Compared to
Yeah.
Balotelli at Man City, where they score goals for fun.
Yeah. It's not even at that club. Like Charlie, like I know you said, yeah, he's past his prime a while ago, but he's still a good player for his age.
Balotelli?
Yeah. Take a whole
He's
year's salary.
like for the past couple of seasons he hasn't found his football back, mate. But
At
he
Marseille,
was once really talented.
At Marseille, he was good. At Marseille, he was there. It was brilliant. And
Yeah, but last season he struggled to get minutes in a really weak side, mate.
I'll tell you why that is as well. Because the thing is, after that, the fans were turning on him, right? He took I don't know why he just takes breaks from football now when they do that. It's just I know it's steep for him because he's been targeted the most by any coloured player in football recently. Like in the most recent years, from like the space of the tens, when it was like 2010 to 2020, he's been the most targeted player. Facts.
Most likely, if not the most, one of the most. Like he suffered a lot. It's true, which is
I feel
depressing.
bad for him.
Would actually
That's also ruined his game.
actually
You
makes
know that.
me make the debate about social media and the platforms, because again, like there's been more following the Pepe red card. There's been more abuse that they've had to investigate, right? And it's like I think I think it was you I spoke to earlier, Ads, is that it ain't gonna change until
Change.
it ain't gonna change until Twitter gets off its fat ass, right, and starts verifying these people. Instagram verifies it. Facebook verifies it, but Twitter, you can be completely anonymous. And
Yeah, but
until
bro,
that changes and and do the same what Facebook do, they ain't gonna change because Facebook, if you do something, if you say something that's racist or anything like that, right?
yeah,
Your account will be gone straight away. You'll be kicked straight off,
yeah,
right? Whereas Twitter, you
yeah.
can get away with it.
Before I go on to my next point, I just want to say rest in peace, Heavy D. That's it's very sad. I was scrolling for my phone and I saw that story. I was refreshing my Instagram and I was like, wait, what is this true or not? And it came from Robbie, and I was kind of like, oh shit, man, this is actually like it's not fake, it's real. Because
Yeah, I
I've been
got Terry
I've
Davis's
been a big
tweet.
admirer of him. I've been a big admirer of him since he came out of the Big Brother house. I was kind of like, yeah, this guy's funny. Watch his channel a bit.
He was on Big
The thing
Brother.
is,
I didn't know that.
the thing is, he's a
I've met him.
regular.
He's a nice guy. He was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy, but like I feel like his beef with DT kind of ruined everything.
Yeah, there were a couple of times where we would gather around where AFTV were going to do the interviews, and you could tell there was beef between them, right? And I don't. One would say something, and one would say another, and they'd take it in the wrong way, and it would start stirring up things.
Yeah.
Right before we start doing the interviews, and it would take a couple of the other fans just boy, leave it alone. Right.
Like the thing is, it's the one thing that's sad is he didn't get a plaque at the he didn't get a plaque reward at the ceremony for AFTV, but Ginger Chris got one. Makes no sense. I don't understand how because the thing is, Heavy D's one of the old regulars on the channel, and he didn't get anything. It's a bit deep, but like Ginger Chris, he wasn't there for the whole first year, was he? He was a newcomer like a few years ago.
No, I remember watching Ginger Chris because his arguments with DT about it.
Chris is annoying. Yeah, Chris is a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but he's more deluded than Ty. He's more deluded than Ty.
He is more deluded than Ty. That's why, like that people paid 10 grand for charity to get him off.
No, Marley.
Trust me, if Ty comes out and says he's gonna give, if you raise certain amount of money to get me kicked off the channel, I've done it myself.
So yeah, Marley, guess what, bro? So right, Ginger Chris, right? He's a regular. He used to be a regular. He's not really on it anymore. I think him and Bully quit a while ago.
No, because they raised the money. What happened was during the 16-17 season, they actually raised the money that he said you would have to raise to get me off the channel, and that's why he stopped.
So yeah, no, Marley, right? Basically, it's like that. You know Ginger Chris, right? And this guy's come up with all the comments saying "Rest in peace, WLB," all this rubbish. To be honest, I've actually forgotten what WLB means because it's been so long since I've actually heard anyone chant it out. Because when he was there, that's all that anyone used to chant is "Rest in peace, we're all back, Wenger in," all this rubbish. He was a Wenger fan, like a massive Wenger fan. He cared more about Wenger than Arsenal, and he tried finding positives when you lost to Bayern Munich 5-1.
Yeah, we lose to Bayern Munich 5-1. One, you're not at the Allianz Arena like DT was, right? And two, I remember DT's. He went literally called out Ty and Chris and said that's what they want. Right?
Yeah,
and
he was like,
I'm just like, how can you seriously still believe in Wenger watching that?
Yeah, exactly. He said I think DT said that they're dickheads in the interview, and obviously Robbie had to blank out. But the thing is, it's people like Chris who think that Wenger was a good manager at the end of his last legs. Overall, he is Arsenal's greatest manager. But the thing is, it didn't look like that, did it? At least he went out on a win. That's a good thing. At least he went out on a win.
Yeah, look, Ferguson knew when to quit. he knew that squad had literally the only way he was going to win another title was to rebuild that whole squad again, and he knew that he weren't gonna be able to do it. Right,
Stephen.
so he took that as his 20th championship. Thought, yeah, I'll take that and retire. Wenger, no, we got to keep going and going and going and going. And I literally did think it got to a point where the board just went, you either go, right, because no one's turning up at the games anymore, right? So you either go or you get your send off. Right?
Yeah, but
So you either
Stephen,
get
this
sacked or
is
you get
right. This
sent
is
off.
what Ty used to say. This is what Ty. Right, listen. I'll say now. Ty isn't as deluded as he used to be. Facts. What he used to say after a big loss is, "Of course we can be positive. Of course we can be positive." That's what he all the
Hang
time,
on,
Army.
yeah, but hang on, ads,
You guys
you
drew
say he's not
2-2 at
deluded.
Palace.
Hang on, ads, you say he's not deluded, but then
I
he
never
says
said that. I never said
he's
that. I said he's not as
he's not
deluded
has
as he used to be.
yeah, I still think he is because he thought Alorowski should have got a red.
Yeah. Oh no. I know that one hurt. That one hurt, but that's like one comment out of like how many interviews has he not been delusional? Like, come on.
He's
Realistically, I think
always moaning about the referee.
Yeah, but bro, it was worse back then because all he used to say is he's lost. He would say, "Of course we can be positive." Like
About what?
that's delusional. That exactly. Does he say that anymore? No, he doesn't. He's always
I mean,
negative, saying
Anthony,
the players should be playing
you're
better.
centre out. Can you see anything positive at the minute? See, you can't.
Yeah, but
You can't. He's trying to think.
yeah, but okay. One second.
Anthony, you're trying to think. You can't work it out.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm literally speaking sense. I'm saying he's deluded, but back then he used to make an excuse for everything. It's come to a point. It's come to a point where you go. 1 second. It's come to a point where you guys have lost worse games like this season and seasons like one season before this, and he said. Spit facts and said that the players weren't good enough and the service wasn't there for the attackers. That's what he says now. It's less delusional. He's still deluded. He's still tapped, but you know it's not as much as it used to be because he used to make an excuse for everything. It was either the referee, it was raining, or it was fucking. It was the referees.
Honestly, ads, we could win 3-0 and he'd still moan about the referee.
Sorry.
Yeah, but okay, that's fair enough. But what? Yeah, but my point is valid though because he's not as delusional.
I get your point. I get your point.
As he used to be, he's still delusional, but to the extent saying that if he wouldn't find a positive, like he didn't find a positive against Brighton when you guys lost 1. So how's he gonna lose 3-0? You know what I mean? Right. He's right to blame Mopai though. He's right to blame Mopai for being a dickhead. That's the one thing that was okay. Then he went on to say that the referees did actually do a good job that game, which is facts because they did. They actually gave him a yellow card and they gave Guendouzi a was it a red or yellow? Was it a red?
I'm not sure because Guendouzi didn't. That was after the game, and he said that. One of the defenders, wingers for Brighton, he kept doing it, fouling time after time, right?
I was watching that game and he's not wrong.
About
he's not
5-6 times there were second bookable offences, and basically a second yellow and should be off, and he didn't get not even a yellow.
Yeah, but I was watching that game, and that defender should have got a red card. That's a red card offense if you're sliding in from the back.
Yeah, but
that's
Anthony,
where I got back tie.
Yeah, Anthony. Obviously, we all watched the Leeds and the Pepe show, should we call it? What did you make of it?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a good result for Arsenal, wasn't it? And unlucky for Leeds because they could have won that game quite easily by obviously 5-0. So
we had a chance to nick it at the end.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're just on a goal track at the moment, aren't we? With
was you happy with the result, Anne?
Well, I got to say yeah. I got to say yeah because Leeds were all over us.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like in the first
we pretty
half.
much, we only
I
had
feel like in the
about
first
what?
half.
Yeah, we had what 3-4 shots throughout that game.
I think it
We
was.
didn't have many
Yeah.
people. Yeah, we didn't have
I was.
many shots on goal.
I think in the first half. I think in the first half, your confidence was kind of fluent. I feel like your play was actually pretty good, but in the second half, you guys kind of switched off, and then the red card happened.
Yeah.
It's just Arsenal need to be more consistent, more clinical in front of goal as well. Like the chances that were
Yeah.
being missed were awful, and
In
I'm
all
not a
fairness,
fan who
it was
takes the piss.
it was a sending off
Takes
though,
the
wasn't it? You know
I'm
what I
not a
mean?
fan. I'm not a fan who takes the piss, as you know. I'm not going to just say, yeah, you guys were bad all the way through, because you guys were better. You were the better team in the first half. Facts. The stats say otherwise, and the like what I visually saw was that Arsenal were going to win that game in the first half, but the chances weren't being taken. Okay, you took them, but they didn't come off right. Like when we hit the bar a few times against us, it didn't come off. But you guys were taking the chances. It just need to be more clinical in front of goal. Obviously, the pressure is developed well, and I liked how Pepe was cutting in, like at the edge of the box. I literally in the center edge of the box, like cutting in the middle to actually try to get chances in, but he just kept getting intercepted because no one was backing him. Because Aubameyang was pushing back as if he was fucking Cam or something. Because like,
Well, that's right. Yeah.
there's no way Aubameyang should be doing that, because he even said that he could be a clear cut attacker, clear cut striker, all this rubbish in interviews. But why is he coming back as if he's a Cam? It makes no
I
sense.
know. No.
Um,
I think when Pepe got sent off, he found himself he was more back. You know, helping out the midfield sort of thing. Because he's the one that can attack from midfield and go straight up, and he's probably score a goal. But ever since he's had his P role, he's like he hasn't really scored, has he? He hasn't really been in the game and things like that. And I mean, to me, the man of the match was our goalkeeper, Leno.
Yeah, I
I've got one. No, I've got one. Nah, got one better than that.
No.
Who's that?
The post.
Oh, the post. Yeah, the post was the man of the match. Yeah.
No, Leno was solid. I said that to
Yeah,
Stephen.
I'm obviously the Leno was outstanding. Some of the saves he made.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it just underlines why we should keep backing him. And I think now the real problem is that we've seen that we could be better with Pepe in the starting lineup. That all means nothing now. We now got to go against Wolves, which ain't easy, whether it be at the Emirates or not. Do you have any confidence at Wolves at home? No.
No.
Do I have
I think
confidence?
to be honest
And
with
then we
you,
got to play Tottenham.
I mean, truth be told, we
Well-
do play well against Wolves. Like, we have been playing well against them recently, even when we're playing shitty in general. But I don't see us getting anything.
Aubameyang hat trick, maybe.
No, I don't know.
But then
Yo,
we-
it's
the week
people.
after,
People
the
are
same
harsh
the
on
week
Aubameyang,
after.
right? Like,
The thing is, I
Aubameyang is
feel bad for
underperforming for the first time in like 6 or 7 years. That's why
I feel
people are
bad for
shocked.
I
Like,
feel
he's having a
bad for
bad spell.
fans. I feel bad for fans like you guys who have to sit down every weekend and watch shit and then be upset after, because it's draining for me as a neutral, because I like all of you and I have respect for you individually, because the thing is, if I didn't, then I'd laugh and I'd say, yeah, you guys deserve to lose, but you don't. As fans, you guys don't deserve to have this every weekend. It's not nice to see, and I feel like, yes, people can banter me when we lost to 6-1 to Tottenham. That was deserved. Our players shit, right? The thing is, I wouldn't make myself a meme and start complaining about it. Complained about
Well,
it.
at the moment, the way things are going at the moment, I think we might manage to squeeze a draw against Wolves.
Yeah.
And in the top,
Oh
the
my
game
God,
after that,
Tottenham.
Tottenham. I could see it being. I could see it seriously. I could see it being a real. I reckon it'd be about 3, maybe 4-1 to Tottenham. I mean, what Mourinho's doing at Tottenham at the moment, he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah,
Not looking
I'm
good.
sorry. You
I
can't.
still think, to
You
be honest
can't
with you,
sit
Steve, I
there.
don't think.
Just
Go on.
you can't. I was gonna say is that like I was on the football terrace with a gal going on about Tottenham could do this, Tottenham could do that.
Yeah.
Well, they're on the same form as Liverpool and Chelsea. So you
Yeah.
can't say that, right?
Yeah.
So about, right? Stop fucking worrying about Tottenham, right? Because we never used to worry about Tottenham. Stop fucking around with them. Worry about the issues at our own club. Because
Yeah, but Stephen,
the fact,
he doesn't want
no,
to
the fact
because
that we're the worst team, because you can't accept that we are the worst team out of the two, out of Tottenham and Arsenal at the minute, because we are the worst team, not the biggest. We're the biggest, but the worst team in terms of the squad. Right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So stop worrying about them. Worry about us.
Yeah.
See,
And the way I
blame
think
him.
we're
So I
going,
don't blame him. I
I think Chelsea's going to win the league.
I
Yeah.
do so
Yeah.
too.
I said
I
from
think
day
Chelsea's
one.
going to win the league.
I said this
Yeah.
on day one.
I
I said either Everton or Chelsea will win, and I feel like Chelsea will win it. I think Everton will get top 5, 100%.
I don't think you can
it'll
discount
finish-
Liverpool though.
I'll be honest with you.
Hold
I
on.
think it'll finish Chelsea top, second to be Liverpool, third to be Tottenham, and that fourth spot will be up for grabs between about 4 or 5 different clubs.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be City, right? They're gonna find their
City,
football back. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I think so. I think City. I don't think City will get top 4. I think Manchester United won't either. I feel like for fourth it will be Everton. Fifth spot will be the one to fight for, and I feel like United will be back in the Europa League.
Well, I think there'll be changes made next season because if Man City doesn't win the league, if they finish about 4th, I could see Pep going.
Yeah.
Did Pep
Same.
kind of
I could
Can I
see
just
Pep
ask?
going.
I'm going to ask all Arsenal fans here, right? And it's because probably you could probably copy it from what Lee said on the football telly to Gal and everyone, right? And I want straight answers. Where do you see when before the start of the season? Where did you expect Arsenal to finish? What did you expect Arsenal to finish? What did you want as a target?
anywhere
Was
from.
Was
me,
this after
anywhere-
we bought Gabriel and Partey?
Right. So we've got our squad.
Right.
What do you expect Arsenal to get by the end of this season as a target, as an objective?
If he signs new players in the January transfer window, I reckon it most probably be about the same as last season, 8.
So you didn't have what I mean as a target is at the start of the season before we worrying about January is that say like for me it was Champions League football by any means necessary.
Yeah,
Where we win the Europa League.
Don't leave Gunner, man. Listen, he asked these questions, but he couldn't answer a gal's question. That's the thing. It annoys me because he didn't. He couldn't answer his question. He asked him, "Did you expect Arsenal to beat Liverpool? Yes or no?" And then he talks rubbish about, "Oh yeah, but the way you guys." It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter whether you like him or not. He asked your question. Did you expect Arsenal to beat Liverpool? You know,
I mean, it depends what's going on.
I got into an argument yesterday with a gal. Like it wasn't really an argument. It was just banter, kind of gone wrong. I was slacking off Dan James. I said, why the fuck did you bring him on just because he's been playing good at international? He's not United quality. I have some kid in the chat saying I'm a crackhead for thinking that. Like for being pissed off that we couldn't have reached out for more goals because we got 5 goals against Club Brugge.
Don't worry about kids. Right?
One second.
Run their mouth and go cry to mother when they get told straight.
One second. Listen, we beat Club Brugge 5-0, who in my opinion are better than Istanbul. We beat RB Leipzig 5-0 as well. Why couldn't we have gone on to beat Istanbul above 4 or 5? This guy was saying I'm dumb for wanting more goals and being angry that Greenwood was coming on and James was coming on. I wasn't angry that Greenwood was coming on. I was angry because fucking Dan James was coming on. Like, what's a Welsh player who only plays good for international? What's he gonna do for us in a Champions League situation? Like, listen, yes, we conceded, but that's not his fault. But
you talking
I'm
about
not
Dan James or Aaron Ramsey?
Yeah, but bro, no, Dan James.
That's what
Dan
Ramsey
James.
used to do. He used to play
There's a difference between those players. There's a difference between those players. One's a good player and one isn't. You know? Like fucking
Don't
hell.
remember
Like,
where he used to be an Arsenal player. He used to be shit at Arsenal, but great against Wales. But
well, what I'm gonna say is, Dan James, in my opinion, is not United quality. Actually, no, it's not an
no,
opinion; it's a fact. He's not United quality. United
no.
quality are the player, all the United quality players that we set out yesterday. They're all maybe his teams. He's team selection quality, if that makes sense. And he can get picked as a substitute. He's not a
But it's
starter
like I said,
quality.
it's just said that. So you have an argument with a kid that's probably never seen the likes of Keane, Solskjaer when he was a player, right? Van Nistelrooy, Giggs, Beckham, right? Scholes, right? And the list could go on, right? He'd probably never seen that in his life before because he wasn't even born, right? So no wonder he's probably going to sit there and look at Dan James and think that's quality, right? Because he hasn't seen anything that's 10 times better and actually is Man United quality.
I wasn't round those times, but I remember I watched my first United game on the TV as a 4-year-old. It was one of the I think it was one of the games we completely bad the team. I don't know what team it was. It was a good game though. I remember me enjoying it. I remember everyone out there, the neighbours were like wagging the red flags out and everything. Because we had quite a few United block. But the thing is, I'll say this now. Yes, I'm not the oldest United fan, but I know the things, like the ins and outs of the team, like the past, and you know what presently happens right now. Because I could tell you right now, there was one idiot saying that fucking Ollie's the worst manager in the league, and he would no team would sign him, no team would take Rashford, Fred, Martial, all those players. Said Rashford and Fred can't pass for shit. They're bad. All this rubbish. Then the next day, when he realizes that Fred and Rashford have been part of every single game that we've won, he shuts his gob and doesn't talk. Idiot. Crap.
Yeah,
It's
but yeah, to
What a
like I
crap.
said with social media. It's just that social media, they love to run their mouth.
It's not social
On,
media. It's not
yeah,
social
but they
media.
love
It was a
to
fan
run their
cam.
media. No, they go straight on social media and run their mouth, right, without looking at the facts.
It was a fan cam. This guy's getting angry because he's older than me. He's older than me, but I know more than him because he's a fool. He thinks Fred's bad. Like, there's no way you can say he's bad. He's not world class. And in my opinion, neither's Anthony Martial. But in my opinion, they get into top 6 clubs easy. I'd say they get into some. They get into some. I'm not gonna say all of them because that's not true. They wouldn't get into all of them, but they get into some. Backup or starter, it doesn't matter because I feel like players who.
I'll take Anthony Martial at Arsenal.
Yeah, Anthony. The thing with Anthony Martial, he needs to be more consistent and more clinical in front of goal, like I said, and I feel like he could better Arsenal's attack because, in my opinion, Aubameyang looks deserted up front.
I'm sorry, I'd take if you gave us, if you wanted to, I would even consider swapping him for Pepe.
Yeah, I would. I think.
I'd put him on the same level as Pepe.
Yeah.
Right, I wouldn't rule it out swapping the two of them, right? Because I honestly think Martial has never been played to his strengths at Man United, and if you play to his strengths, he would be exceptional.
I don't think he's a number 9 though.
He's way better than Pepe. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, they're not on the same level. Your season proved that.
The thing with Martial is that he's not number 9. I know he scored a fair amount of goals last season, but I think I don't know. He still has to prove himself as a number 9, but as a wide forward, in a way, kind of like Rashford. I don't think Rashford will ever be a good number 9. But
Marbles. He's not a number 9. Martial was a left winger, but he can still play as a striker.
Yeah, but like to answer your question, Stephen, from before about where you thought Will would finish. Even with Gabriel and Partey, I thought top 4 was possible, but a stretch. I thought more like it's probably about 5th or 6th. I don't know who we can get in January because can we really get a War or Soboslai in January? Would Leon, the January transfer window is not the best for signing players, in my opinion. I know United got Fernandes, but they got him from Portugal. You're not going to get, well, with all due respect to like the Portuguese league, you're not going to get like a top player from a top league or top club. I know we got Aubameyang in January too, but like he wanted to leave Dortmund. So just like how Sanchez wanted to leave us and join United, or Mkhitaryan left to come to us. So that's
Yeah,
the only reason
yeah,
the top.
I agree, but Danny, your comment's wrong. What I said is last season, Martial played just as good as Kane. That's what I said, mate. Because look at the goal ratio comparison.
Yeah, I wanna touch on that question as well. It's I was dead wrong actually. I was quite hopeful. I was saying like third, fourth. For me, like whatever way we found that we went back to the Champions League was good enough. But I actually thought Arsenal was gonna finish third or fourth. I'm pretty sure
Right.
Prime's gonna have that saved and make fun of me. But
right?
there are other
Can I just ask,
there,
right? Make this very clear, right? Because I will ask it, right? Where from now, say if Arteta changed it, whatever, with this squad, not anyone in January, anything like that. What do you expect Arsenal to get?
yeah.
If we can
What
improve,
do I
as a
expect
target?
now?
Right.
Now,
Start with you, Marnie. Yeah. Now with that
right
squad,
now.
no one
Oh,
else.
May 8th. With Jabajlai, that like maybe we can go back to the Europa League, but I wanna go back to something that you guys touch on, like with League Gunner.
Hang on,
I'm a
I'll come back to it in a minute. Right,
yeah.
Marvels.
if we can improve our form, probably fourth at the maximum. Maybe more realistically, if we improve our form, probably fourth to sixth, maybe eighth again. Yeah. So anywhere from say fourth to eighth, if we like score more goals basically and make more chances. Yeah.
Anthony,
8.
and Europa League.
I think we can win it. I think it
Europa League,
depends.
I don't think we'll win it.
Can I say
Right,
something though? As a neutral, can I back my point as a neutral?
Go
I'd
on.
say at the end of the season, you lot, I feel like the teams in front of you would play like 2 bad games, right? And then you guys will nab top 6 or top 5 or something like that. Like 5th or 6th for me, I think you lot will get.
I think
Right,
we'll have a cup.
I
We
take
will
that
win
right
a
now.
cup, and we'll finish
So
8th.
if Arteta doesn't get Champions League football, for example, and doesn't win Europa League, right? Would you get rid of him?
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, yes, I
don't get rid
would
of him.
personally. Yes, I would.
He's been there for 1 season, bro.
No, but the thing is, a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what, he's young, give him time. But now, I look. I didn't want Arteta in the first place. I wanted someone with a lot more experience. But I
I'll be
can
back
see,
1 sec.
but it's kind of complex for me because look, you can't look. We won a trophy with him. Yes, the FA Cup's not what it used to be, but it's still a trophy. Like when did Spurs last win the FA Cup? It's 30 years ago, so that's on them. But whatever. But
Well, actually, when did they last win actually anything?
Yo,
but the thing is that
Arteta will win the season. We'll finish 8th. If we finish, I'll tell you now. If we finish below 10th, Arteta will be gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
Below
the thing,
10th, sure. Below 10th, okay.
Arteta will be gone.
Yeah, I agree.
But there are some Arsenal fans thinking, well, let's finish below 10th and get Arteta gone. Because in all fairness, you've got some half that's Arteta in, and the other half are Arteta out. Unfortunately, at the moment, I'm Arteta out.
I see where I stand on it, and my stand on it is if he does not improve, and I see this as being a general fact, if he does not improve, right, he stops making the same fucking mistakes, right, he will end up in the same position or even worse than last season.
Yeah.
Right? And this time he won't have a trophy to back it up with. Right?
Yeah.
Last time he had only half a season to back it up with, right? So you could get rid of it. But I'm sorry, I would then say, no, you're not good enough. I'd rather someone come in, right, and actually have that transfer window to get the players he wants.
But Steve, do you know something? People didn't realise, right? January, this transfer window, this is Arteta's third window. Third, right? The first one we got Soares and Pablo Mari in, right? The second one we just got Gabriel and Partey in. So that's his second window. This is his third one coming up. So
Yeah, but look at the circumstances, cousin. It's
I
like they're
know,
not normal
yeah, there are
windows, you know.
circumstances. No, but I mean, people say so. Well, he needs a couple of more transfer windows. How many transfer windows are you willing to give him
I was
for
gonna
him to
I
say,
start
wanna, I wanna,
improving?
I wanna
Anthony,
answer
that's
that.
why
I wanna answer that.
yeah, go on,
Yo,
Marnie.
see, the thing is, and that's very aligned with what I was gonna say about Lee Gunner. You can't be too there's such a thing about as being too negative, you know, like the problem is you can't think that our entire squad is shit, which I agree with. It is. Like we have 5 players that are good enough to play like to our ambitions, you know, like to watch our winning Arsenal again. So we need to buy like 10 players, mate. Like we need 10 more players to either step up from youth
Well,
or
Marnie,
like
I showed you my
just
career
find their
mode there,
football.
FIFA, that I wanted to. I
Exactly.
told you
So
my
we
transfer
need
list.
we need to buy like 10, a dozen players. So the thing is, Arteta was overachieving for a bit. Under some spell with Unai Emery, we were overachieving as well. But our team is shit. That's the thing. Like Aubameyang is our truly like our only great, awesome player. He's underperforming now. We haven't been doing anything. We have like 4, like Gabriel Magalhães. We have Tierney. We have Partey. Those are the only players, with the exception of our young players, that should be playing in a team with ambition. So we should be finishing about 9th. Anything above that, like if Arteta finishes 6th, he's overachieving. If he finishes 4th, that's a fucking miracle he's pulling out of his butt. That's why I'm not Arteta out, because there are no guarantees in the market that we're gonna find someone that's gonna fix this shitty squad. Because that's the thing. Like it seems dumb to say like he's already had 3 seasons, 3 transfer windows, but he needs a couple more. Not because Arsenal's not gonna go ahead and buy 10 players that we need. We're
Well,
not.
the problem is,
So we
Marnie,
need a
that
couple more to fix the
well, what's
team and
one and
compete with the good teams.
what really buggers me with it is that the more he carries on like this, the more like if he can't get his tactics right, how the hell is he going to stop the players he needs to get with that transfer window? Because this next summer transfer window, right, is key. Because all those players, deadwood players, get fucked off the wage bill, right? So we get 600 grand at least before we even account Ozil right, into the equation off the wage bill. So that's about 70, 80 odd million plus whatever Stan's got to pull out of his pocket, right? Now, if he's not going to be able to pick the tactics and pick the formation right, how the fuck is he going to know what players he's going to need?
Yeah,
Right?
Steven, but the thing
But
is, like, how
yeah,
how are you gonna like? What's a good formation? What are good tactics gonna do to fix the fact that Bellerin's first touch is almost as good as mine? How is it gonna fix the fact that some players,
I
like
got an
Oliver
idea.
Blue,
Right,
are just
next
gonna
time
not gonna
PSG,
get the
I
passing
got an
right?
idea. Next time PSG come knocking on the door or answering the phone, right, tell them, oh, 20 million for Bellerin. Yeah, okay, you can have him.
They wanted
Put
Bellerin
Mate the
on
Niles
loan,
there.
man.
Yeah. I
They
agree.
wanted him on loan,
I
unless
don't
Arsenal would have
like
sold him.
Bellerin. I mean, to be honest with
He's
you,
horrible. He's
But
horrible.
he's
what I'm saying is, if he can't get this right with the squad he's got now and just get decent results and performances, I can't trust him in terms of this transfer market.
no.
Thing
I
is,
mean,
what
Stan
experience
Kroenke is giving him what 19? Is it 90 or 95 million for Arteta and Edu to spend on players in this transfer window coming?
Wait, what?
They've offered Edu and Arteta 95 million to spend in this transfer window in
In
January.
January?
That ain't just bullshit, is it?
Right? No. I've read it. And they turned around and they said, but the players, this is why they're on about these players. The players we were supposed to go through was Partey and who was the other one from Athletica?
Oh wow!
Our
Uwar. Now they're on about getting Uwar in January
in
with
Jabba's lie.
maybe a centre back, another centre back. So he needs to fit that. He needs to sort out that flat back four and progress in. So he'll have Partey, whether he plays Shaka or El Lenny beside him, or Ceballos, and then whoever he's going to play. But he likes the 4-3-3 system, Arteta. Now 4-3-3 doesn't work for me. You've got the depth, but you haven't got the width in 4-3. I've always say this. He's better off playing a flat back four with two DMs helping out the defence.
4-2-3-1.
With Saka and Pepe on the wing, Aubameyang up front, and whoever in behind Aubameyang. Whether it's Willian, I don't know. I could blow hot and cold on Willian. I think Martinelli would be the best player there when he comes back from injury. But or if
that's a good
not, you
start.
can actually play. You could play like Willock, but trouble is, you think of it. We've got these young players like Saka, Willock, and who's the other one? Maitland-Niles, and a couple of others. How could they possibly sit in the dressing room and look at the other players that's around them and saying, right, I want to be like you, and you? They can't.
Yeah, not many.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They can't. So at the minute, there is something wrong within that team. There's something wrong.
We're fans. I mean, Anthony, we're fans. Yet we don't want to be like them.
No.
And we're fans of the club and want to play for them.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that
you'd give your left arm to play for Arsenal, wouldn't you?
Can I touch on Cousin's point?
Yeah. I was just gonna say is that we've died to play it for the shirt, right?
Yeah.
But we don't want to play like we don't want to be like Kolasinac, Bellerin. We don't want to be like David Luiz, making all these mistakes. That says it all. We want to be like Vieira, Adams, Dixon. You get what I mean? As a goalkeeper, I want to be David Seaman. But Marley, you were saying.
Yeah. If what Anthony's saying about the 95 million it actually comes through, it's we gotta give props to TD Shift because he has been saying that a lot. Like he says that up to 4 players could join. He says like from 2 to 4 in general, 2 being really likely. I honestly, I'm always pessimistic about Arsenal in the transfer window, so I tend to believe TD, but I'm like, I hope Jabba's like comes, like he's the one more like spoken about. But if that happens and we bring in like 95 can probably buy us 3 solid players, so we'd have to buy 7 more for us to fight for the title, but it improves us for sure. So if that happens and we get back Martinelli, for example, Saka continues to develop, then and because like the January transfer window is not going to be exactly like in the middle of the season, it's going to be a little before that. I would understand people complaining more about Arteta not finishing 6th at least, because that would immensely improve our squad if we brought in 2 midfielders and a defender. I don't see us bringing a defender if we don't sell someone, though, because we have a lot of numbers. Like, if you think about it, like we have the 2 that are leaving by the end of their contracts, right? That's Mustafi and Socrates, but we already have Holding, Chambers, David Luiz, Gabriel Magalhães, Mari, and I mean Saliba is probably going to go on loan. That's a lot of defenders. I don't know if Arsenal is going to like be willing to bring in another one. Do you guys see someone leaving?
I'll just ask as well.
They describe it as deadwood,
quickly as well.
They got to get rid of this deadwood. I don't know why they can't offer and say, well, look, we want like with another team, say, right, we're interested in one of your players, but we can offer you 3 of our players plus cash. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets that wage bill off the club. You know what I'm saying?
Because the thing is, like, for example, like, who do you want? Like, who would be your best buy right now? Like, if...
But here's the thing: those players are so shit. The clubs aren't that stupid.
Yeah, But Anthony, let me ask you this: like, who would be your dream signing for the January window, for example? Someone kind of like that makes sense, you know. Don't say Messi.
No, I'm not going to say Messi. No. Ronaldo's a
Oh,
bit better than Messi. I don't know. It's so hard. I feel like the position with our right backs at the moment, you know, I think get rid of Bellerin and get rid of Soares. If we bought Max Aarons in from Norwich, we can have Max Aarons and Maitland-Niles as two right backs.
do you know
We've got to
what?
buy a
You
left.
answered my question that I was going to ask.
I would love
We-
that, Anthony. But like, who are you gonna like? Which of our players are gonna want to go to Norwich for that thing that you mentioned to work out?
The thing
Trouble
is,
is, though,
Norwich,
if he don't
Norwich
go
want to
to
come up
us,
from
he
the
goes to
Premier League.
somebody else in the Premier League. He'd be phenomenal.
I can't see
Yeah,
Norwich.
he'd go to somewhere like an Everton or a Villa or somewhere like that.
Yeah,
Max
but then
Aarons.
again, to be honest,
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah.
can get Max Aarons.
Well, he could do. And I tell you what, whatever team he goes to, he'd be brilliant. You know, he would be, and it'd be like, and us as fans, Arsenal fans, we'd be thinking,
Mm.
why didn't bloody Arsenal snap him up? Do you know what I mean? You'd be
Can't-
like,
Because you just asked my question. Because I was going to ask is because we had me and I'd say TD had a disagreement about Hector Bellerin and Maitland-Niles, and I was staunchly saying that Maitland-Niles is 10 times better. Right. So,
yeah, you should be
like,
our
in
first
who's
right
in your
back.
who's better, at the minute, Bellerin or Maitland-Niles?
Maitland-Niles, I think, is
Maitland-Niles.
stronger on the ball.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think either are excellent defensively, but I think Maitland-Niles has more energy about him. And yeah,
Bellerin's
Marley?
so
I'll
he
say
gets shoved
Maitland-Niles.
off the ball, doesn't he?
Plus also Maitland-Niles, I think, is a bit younger. Bellerin, for me, is on his last legs at the club. He's been he's 26 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's not just, people still talking about potential when he should have reached his potential. I don't, people talk about his injury, but even a couple seasons before his injury, the thing is, Bellerin, I think he made his debut 14, 15. I mean 14, 15, 15, 16, he was very good. Then the last couple of seasons of Wenger, he dipped, and then he kind of improved a bit when Emery came, and then he got injured. I think it was against Chelsea, was it? I think so. And since then, he's been okay at best. But no, I think Maitland-Niles for me has a higher ceiling, and Maitland-Niles for me over Hector.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Maitland-Niles. I still, for me, is better defensively and going forward. And you can see when he plays with Pepe, the freedom Pepe gets, and because he plays to his strengths, they play him onto the ball, and it gives Pepe a lot more assurance to be more expressive.
Yeah, I mean, Maitland-Niles does get he gets very discreet every now and then, so you're not gonna see him as much in the game. But he doesn't fall asleep like Bellerin does and make silly mistakes that lead to goals that we concede. And sure, I get Bellerin does go on a run every now and then. That's sort of impressive, but he makes so many silly mistakes. Like he's reverted free throws 3 times this season already. That's that.
Don't even do that at
School kids
school.
shouldn't say that.
Bellerin does not go on runs. He's been on a run of shit form since 2015 when they bought him.
Oh no! I don't mean a run of games. I mean a literal run in the game, like the one against Chelsea.
Yeah,
Every now and then he goes on an impressive one, and that people say, "Oh, he's back,
His
he's
running
back."
is impressive.
He was
His
once
running's
fast.
impressive, but
That's it.
You never bought him for pace. You bought him to defend, and
I
he
tell
can't
you,
defend.
Yeah, Bellerin.
Surely, going back to your
he doesn't go
going
near.
back to your question that you said about what player, that'd be a good player for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think Jack Grealish from Aston Villa.
Okay, so Grealish. That's great example.
Yeah.
Great shout. I would love to see him at Arsenal too. So you would have to offer 3 or 4 players and pay an extra 40 million, But you'd have to convince Arsenal players to join Villa. That's not easy, you know. Like not a lot of our players would want to go to Villa. It's not everyone's Martinez, you know.
Yeah.
And they gotta want our players too, because Villa wouldn't want Mustafi. They wouldn't. I mean, maybe they would actually, but they wouldn't want Kolasinac. They wouldn't want Socrates, Ozil. They wouldn't want those players.
No.
So it's a lot easier said than done. It makes a lot of sense for like value for value. You know,
Yeah.
just
Or
do it.
maybe I quite like him at DM as well, and I think, you know, if people want to get rid of Shaka, why not offer him to Wolves and plus cash, and we get Ruben Neves.
Because he's
I
not
quite like,
Portuguese.
but he is a good player, though. Ruben Neves, I do like Ruben
Yeah.
Neves. He's a very good
Yeah.
player.
He's a
Suarez.
great player. Great player. Yeah, let's send Cedric Suarez. That makes sense.
But the thing is, do you have confidence Arteta can turn this around? Because for me, well, not for me, he has no experience. So
No.
what? Yeah, it's possibly he could, but he's literally learning on the job, and I don't know. I just don't have confidence really that he can
The
really.
thing is, as well, is that last season you could see the mistakes he made and you could see where he rectified them, right? This season he's making the mistakes and he's not doing the rectifying. He's not changing it. He's not making a different. Say, oh right, this doesn't work. Let's play it this way. Let's do it that way. He's not like trying to find the solution. He's trying to do what Wenger did, which is I'm going to play this way, and this is how it's going to be. And that's where I don't have the confidence that he's going to turn it around.
What does turning around mean? Like, what is
Like
what is
turning the performances and
Improve,
results around.
improve
Yeah,
the score, like, you know,
like
improve the
reaching
team.
what position, for example?
I don't think he will. I personally, it seems like every game that's coming up, like we got Mold tomorrow, and then Wolves. To me, it feels like Arteta didn't know his first 11. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, but
Anyway, I'm sorry,
back to
guys,
our
but
point, like, cousin, like, what's your first 11? Because our team sucks. Like, I have 6 starters, and that's including Gabriel Martinelli, who's not back yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that it? Because like the entire squad, I'm including youngsters that I think are promising. The only ones that I think are good enough for a squad with ambitions are Gabriel Magalhães, Tierney, Maitland-Niles, Partey, Aubameyang, Saka, and Martinelli. That's it. 7 players.
Yeah.
Everyone else needs to go if we're looking for victories. You know, like then you add some youngsters. You can keep the Willocks and stuff, but you need so many players. So how are you gonna have a starting lineup? Sabajos fooled us. Like he's okay. He had a good spell. Xhaka was never good enough for Arsenal. Arteta made him look decent for a while, but he sucks.
Yeah, he does.
We-
Yeah, he does suck.
So, like,
um,
I don't know how to name a first team. We never
No,
find a for Gabriel Magalhães. Like our team's just not good enough, mate.
yeah.
But he's been
I think we
working with
need
the player.
another. I think we need to sort out the first 11. So far. I mean, you got to play Saka there. Saka, you got to play every game. Pepe, despite what he's done, but he needs more chances. He needs more game time under his belt. The saying is, he does need that, Pepe. Aubameyang up front. I don't think Willian is. I don't think he's that great, to be honest with you. I'm 50-50 about Willian. It's like
Me
what you
too.
said. Put Martinelli in there. He could be that creator, Martinelli. You know, he could be that creator behind Aubameyang. He can score goals himself. He can ping him out to the wing and whatever. Do you know what I mean? If you've got someone like that in Cam, you know, you're gonna have a good attack. You can't just have constantly attacking players all the time because they get in my opinion they get too greedy and they don't see the perfect time when to pass the ball through. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's that's my opinion. But I think that playmaker up front, that's what they need. So you can set up the striker and the two, you know, ping it out to the two wingers. and
You
get a
need
few
to
goals
replace.
himself.
You need to replace basically Özil.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
We need a
playing with.
replacement.
Well, how would you guys feel about this? Like playing with Saka on the. I know Saka is usually better on the left, but if he plays
Yeah.
like more on the right, you have Aubameyang up top and Martinelli on the left. Then Aubameyang and Martinelli they can switch all the time because they're both players that can play the striker and playing from the left. Saka can come from the middle, then it can become a 4-3-1-2 as well when we need to play with two strikers up top. Because Saka's
It
a
could
very creative player.
it could be good, but I know what you're saying. Like you can sort of like rotate the systems around the players around, can't you? That sort of thing, which would be a good thing. But I think with that Martinelli, I think with him behind Aubameyang, I think that's where he'd be best. Because Martinelli, before he got injured, he was scoring goals, wasn't he?
He scores
And
a lot.
yeah,
Mm.
and that's where I like it. He reminds you of that sort of like what I call him, like a Brazilian Burkamp. Like, you know what I mean? He's there and he can ping it all out in. He's brilliant. He's one for the future. That Martinelli. He'd be world class.
Martinelli.
But
We
Yeah.
got Prime on. How are you?
Prime.
I'm with that. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good. My team won at the weekend, so I'm awesome.
Yeah, challenging for a title now.
Yeah. How are you, Prime?
So the Ulster Spurs or Liverpool, and
Yeah, I do think.
as much as you guys
obviously,
don't want,
yeah,
as much as you guys don't want Spurs to win the league, it's hard to bet against Jose.
yeah.
I'd be very surprised if it's not Chelsea or Liverpool.
No.
But
Tottenham
this is
can
why
win.
this is
Tottenham can win the league. They got what they have to do. You have to stay positive. All right, you have to stay positive. Like for us, positivity is Spurs losing. If we stay negative, then that's them winning, isn't it? So just don't think in your head like right. The facts are, yes, they have a big chance to win, more chance than most. But if you really don't want them to win, don't think about it at all. Just look at the leaderboard every week and just be like, yeah, right. Spurs are gonna play this team. They should be losing. And then if they lose, then their chances are going to lower because of how the confidence is usually not at the players that some of the players
Stephen,
that they have.
sorry to interrupt you, Ad. Stephen, when is TD Shift coming back on the show?
why. This
Because I have a conversation to have with him.
Okay.
Is it a what kind of conversation though?
It's it's just like something that he said about Arsenal and Chelsea, United, Spurs. It's a conversation.
Is it a controversial comment that he made or?
Yeah, it was diluted at the time. It looks even crazier now. So I just want to have this conversation.
What did he say?
I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Oh, okay, then okay, yeah, yeah. I was
Well,
gonna say
I've
that. Yeah,
messaged
don't.
him, but I'll see if he picks it up or not.
TD, get your. Sorry, mate. No.
Yo,
No,
Prime.
look, I won't be able to stay long tonight, so I'm not going to have it tonight with him. But like next
You
time.
have
Prime, you're a good friend of mine. TD's a good friend of mine. Take it easy, okay? Don't be too primey.
Primey? First of all, Marley, don't make that a word. Second of all, it's just a conversation. I want to ask a question. Just want to ask a question. Be too primey, Marley. You know me enough now. I can hold it back when I need to.
Yeah.
But depending on his answer, I might not hold back.
Oh, God.
Wow. And the thing is, here's the thing.
Oh, please,
And here's
TD, come
the
on.
thing. Here's the thing. No, not tonight. I'm on my way to work now. I can't do it tonight. But here's the thing. I forgot he said this. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, So I might hold off. Until Chelsea and Arsenal play because.
No.
Gabriel.
Oh my. And the fact that no one remembers this is even much better. No one remembers what it was that he said makes it even better.
Yeah, I think I think the key game for the title is Chelsea Tottenham. Really,
I mean, Prime, I don't want to ruin your thing, but I know where TD thinks Arsenal is going to finish. If that's what you're talking about, if you think he's deluded about like Arsenal's goals, TD's my friend.
No,
but
no,
I don't
no,
want
no. It's not even no. It's no. It's not even. It's not. It's Marley. Just stop. Don't ruin it. Stop. It has nothing to do. It's not just about where. It's not just about where he said Arsenal will finish, because a lot of Arsenal fans have been deluded and said that. So it's not just that.
Yeah.
Some.
We have injuries. That's what Tom would say. He said he will say we have injuries.
Oh
That's what
my
he
god.
can say.
Speaking of injuries, Pepe Le Poop. What happened to him?
He's a twat, yeah.
Pepe Le
No,
Poop.
don't slack off your players, Stephen.
Oh no, I'm not. I can't stand that attitude. No, I can't stand behaviour.
No.
Don't lose your head. Like the one thing, we got Tottenham coming up. We know Partey's out already. And what do you do after getting picked? Oh, you've been moaning all the time that you get picked for a Premier League game. And what you going to do? Get annoyed because some defender's on your case. Well,
Yeah, but no.
Unfortunately, that's fucking football.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry,
yeah.
you don't do it.
Stephen, you have to back your players.
I'm not backing my player on this one.
All right, you got okay. You
He's
don't
in the
okay.
wrong.
You don't okay. He's in the wrong, but you can't just say yeah. He's a dickhead. I'm gonna just you let him do
If
what he
if
needs
that
to do.
was me, that would be docking his wages.
He's
right?
a good
That's,
player.
Right, free match ban, free wages, done. Why should we pay for you getting red cards?
Okay, so
But you guys need to accept that once he comes back, you're gonna like. I'm not saying that you can't back him in this situation, but you're saying he's a dickhead. Oh fuck him, all this rubbish. But you have to get behind.
When
your
he
player.
comes back, and if he is improved and he has changed his attitude and he's starting to play well, right? Then yeah, he's fine. But at the moment, he has been a prick. He's been a prick.
But I do feel like you're being a little too harsh, Steven.
Yeah,
a little too harsh.
Agree.
It's he made a mistake, mate, but he's still like he's a young man, mate. I wake up every day and decide not to get a haircut. Like we make mistakes, dude. Like
Don't get
it's
a haircut.
we're still very young. It's I don't know, like it was the heat of the moment. I guarantee you the guy said some stuff like it's a mistake.
Exactly.
Like he's
It's
got to pay for
retaliation.
it, but and I don't think he's gonna come back to the team, as I said, but I hope he does. Like he's a talented player. Like maybe he's fooled us a little bit. Maybe he's not a superstar, but he's a decent player, talented player.
Good player.
Maybe
yeah.
he'll do something for Arsenal again.
Yeah. Sorry I couldn't stay long, guys. I've got to hop off now and leave. Marley, don't talk to Stephen, or not Stephen. Don't talk to TD shit, because I know what you're like. Stop. This is between me and him. It's a conversation. It's no malice, no nothing. It's just a conversation I want to have. Because I'm curious.
What did you just call me, a gossip? What was that?
And Prime.
What?
Prime.
Did you just call me a gossip?
I can't hear what you're saying.
By the way, Prime. Chelsea Tottenham prediction.
I genuinely can't hear what you're saying, and I've got to pop off anyway and leave.
We have injuries.
Yeah.
We have massive injuries.
Love you and leave you guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show. Everyone that's
take
watching,
care.
that's new. Like and subscribe and share on Twitter and everything. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
But
Don't give up your day job.
I just want to ask quickly though. Let's say Arteta does go this season, or well, okay. I think most of us, well, a few of us here are Arteta outright. We've said before, but who would you replace him with, hypothetically? For me, it'll be Benitez, because like I saw.
Wait, what? Wait,
yes.
What are you talking about?
Arteta, like who is best to replace him?
Arteta. We can have a swap deal. We can replace Arteta with Bolly.
No, you're right.
No, you're alright. I've been a quick
No,
enough,
you're right.
thanks.
Look now, you can't replace shit with shit, can you?
See, Rafa Benitez is actually a fair shout, like compared to the other names.
He won the Champions League with Liverpool.
Yeah, okay, but he had a better squad. But he's done good things at worse teams, but people talk a lot about
Yeah,
Allegri.
facts.
When was he successful
Well-
with a shitty team like us?
Apparently, he
Yeah,
wants to
he
move
was.
on.
Yeah, because we get the thing is like yo Anthony and Stevens. Remember when Claude and Terry were arguing about covering cracks?
Yeah.
We were on the stream. I have that saved to my phone. He's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter because it covers the fucking cracks." And then he's saying, "You don't get murdered when you don't have a penalty."
Oh,
Yeah, but trouble is
fine.
though, with what I understand what Claude was saying about that
So,
with covering the cracks is all term for football. Is like it's just like an old word, like covering the cracks, is seeing it, just like just basically you don't want too many cracks and damages in the team. You've got to cover those cracks.
yeah.
That's what he meant. But is
Well, you should know.
I personally
You should know
think,
as a builder, shouldn't you?
eh?
You should know as a builder, or is it a builder you are? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you should know
Yeah.
about covering cracks.
yeah.
It's all about fucking
Yeah.
fucking cracks.
To be honest with you, Steve, I used to plaster them at one time, but I'm too old for that now. But but yeah, he's just I think if he goes, Arteta, if he's sacked. Now, I did hear a slight rumor, and did hear that this other manager wants to move on, and that's Antonio Conte,
Yeah,
the
I'll
old
take him.
Chelsea
Yeah, I'd
manager.
take Conte.
He's good.
Now,
You didn't get the backing that Chelsea should have got.
yeah, he done really well. Now I've heard a rumor he wants to move on.
Yeah,
Even
but
Connor.
like, even
Even
Conte,
Connor.
like this
Come on,
Inter is,
Connor.
like,
Come on.
most likely better than ours.
By the
Yeah.
way,
He's not doing
what's it
miracles
called?
there either.
Our what's it called? Our little feud is over now. It's rested. I think we just moved on and just talk about Arsenal and other clubs. We don't really argue about other clubs, so it's fine.
Is he backstage, Connor?
Is he?
No,
I
he's
want him
not.
to come on.
No?
Let's hope
Oh,
he comes
come on,
on.
Connor.
because
Come on.
We need a
5
bit of
minutes.
fire.
10
I think
minutes.
Marvel's
I'll
5, 10
I'll
minutes.
give you
Come
5
on.
minutes and then I'm going. Right.
Come on, Connor. He's got to be worth coming on.
I'm sick of what's his name? Fucking Mata starting in our games. Because
Are you guys following the results in the Champions League today?
Oh no!
not
what
today.
I know
What's
Man
happening?
City was winning 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, they still are. Right now, no one scary is coming down to the Europa League. But Inter Milan is actually in 4th right now. They're in 4th.
Yeah, because
Are they?
my god.
Man City
But-
won actually. Man
Who
City
did he
beat
play now?
Olympiacos 1-0,
Yeah.
and Real Madrid are beating Inter 1-0. That's half time.
Yeah, because you guys have injuries.
Liverpool's drawing with Atlanta.
Atalanta's 0-0 half
Atalanta,
time.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm so sick of fucking.
I didn't know
Because
that.
I'm
It just
just-
come up on my phone on the Arsenal chat. Saka's injured.
Is it?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh no! It's
Oh,
getting
you're
Saka's
worse.
it just come up on
joking.
my phone.
It's getting worse.
But is it a serious
Oh.
injury? Is it
What is
Yeah,
going on?
He's
What is going on at
he's
Arsenal?
injured. They reckon he could be out between 3 to 4 weeks. So he's out in the Wolves game and the Tottenham game
Oh,
and
Okay.
the Europa
That's
League.
Yeah.
but
That's horrible, but at least it's not like
Yeah, I
3
mean, they
months.
came off with an injury.
poor
Yeah.
Stephen. Are you alright, mate? Are you alright?
Yo,
Stephen.
Ad, shut up.
Oh my god. The way
Shut up.
that
Trying to wind me up, mate.
We're-
Shut
I'm
up.
not trying to wind you up. No, you're alright. Sorry, mate.
What's that,
we're
Charlie?
so fucked. We're so fucked. Like
We
all
are.
of our Pepe suspended,
Connor.
Williams playing shit, Saka's injured. Yo, Steven, you might make your FIFA dream come true. You might have to start for Arsenal now because holy shit, we're running out of attackers.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna correct myself and put myself in there. Right,
I can
fuck
see
hell.
it. I can see it. We're gonna be like QPR.
Why?
No offense, Connor.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that path. Tell you that.
Nah, we
So
don't.
can I just? I'll just show you. Look. This is probably the best thing I'm gonna look forward to this like tomorrow out of this game is
What's
my
that?
beautiful. It's what I gotta have every week.
Oh,
Oh,
bloody
yeah.
hell! When you first showed me the box, Steve, I thought it was a box of Viagra.
No, man.
Nah, Stephen doesn't need that. Trust me. The
Yeah.
nurses get him going enough.
Well,
Don't
yeah.
tell us how you know that, Mr. Lonely. So
Yeah, but
How about you anyway, Connor? How's your weekend?
yeah, no, good. I'm delighted. QPR won last night, so and obviously on Friday we got Brentford. So hopefully, fingers
He's gonna,
crossed, we get a result against
yeah.
them. Um,
he's gonna
yeah.
try that in the nurses, isn't he, Steve?
Yeah.
A nice nurse to go in and say, "And what's your name?" And you go, Featley, Stephen Featley.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
but
know,
good.
that's what
someone
they
who's
got.
playing really,
No,
someone
but
who's
that's
playing
where.
really
Yeah,
well
that's
in the
why.
championship is João
The problem
Pedro
is,
from
no,
Watford.
hang on, Malik. The problem is with that one is that, yeah, what's your hospital number? And that's where he gets found out. I can give you my hospital number, NHS number, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I was gonna
Uh,
say one thing to Connor. What was it? Going back a while ago, Connor. I'm not that old yet, right? We was playing like five-a-side football as well as like a football team that I used to play for. And that night that the basically where I live, they opened up brand new five-a-side pitches,
Hmm.
and we got there and they had a famous footballer that opened it up,
Oh yeah.
and I met him and had pictures taken with him. He played for QPR.
Hmm.
It was Les Ferdinand.
Oh, I love Les. So Les. Yeah.
Les Ferdinand. Yeah, I met him and had my pictures taken with him. He opened the five-a-side pitches.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely man. He's actually our director of football, and he's done a fantastic job. Yeah, no, he's well,
Yeah,
fantastic goal scorer and what a player he was. But yeah, no, he's a really good man, really good man. Done a lot for the club.
yeah.
And,
Did you
you
know?
know,
Did you know at one time he was going to come to Arsenal for 5 million when we had George Graham in charge? He turned Arsenal down at the last minute to
oh,
sign for us. So we would have had Ian Wright and Les Ferdinand up front.
that would have been a good pairing, not just for Arsenal but for England as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then probably that might not mean we've got Burkham
Maybe,
but that's
yeah.
true. But it was
because we weren't
I
needed
think this
when
was
he said Les Ferdinand.
yeah, I think what it was. This was two seasons before Bergkamp signed for us.
Mm.
So Bergkamp signed for us in what, 95, 96?
Yeah, Bruce Rioch,
Yeah, Bruce Rioch. So that was the 90.
95.
Yeah, that was 95, 96. Yeah,
Mm.
this is going back 93, something like that. 92,
Yeah.
93. Or
Yeah,
Because
because
something.
probably
he
Les
ended up
would have been in
joining.
that team. You wouldn't get Burkamp because you got Les Ferdinand and he might already up there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Les ended up
yeah.
joining Newcastle, didn't he? And he did really well for Newcastle because they nearly won that title, didn't they? With
Yeah,
Oh, he was brilliant.
Kevin
Les,
Keegan.
yeah,
Les
like the game
Ferdinand,
against
Alan
Liverpool.
Shearer,
Mm.
bloody Aspria, David
the players
Ginola
they
out on
had.
the wing.
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant. Well, they
if they
had
won a
better players
title,
that going
you know,
forward than what Man
But then
United
that's
did.
what you
No,
said is that when someone mentioned earlier about Benitez being a manager for Arsenal, right? Is that Newcastle, when he was at Newcastle, right? Just leave out the fact that he won Champions League with Liverpool, was not the best team in Europe, right? Is that he also managed to keep Newcastle in the Premier League without any money whatsoever. Right?
yeah.
He got no backing whatsoever, and the reason he left is because he got no backing from Mike Ashley. So that's how Steve Bruce is in charge. But be able to keep that squad in the Premier League was
oh
remarkable.
yeah,
Right? So I remember going to college with a Newcastle fan, and he was sure that they were going to get relegated.
Mm.
So
But the thing with
Yeah.
Benitez is that you look at his record or CV, right? He won the Europa League with Chelsea. He's been at big clubs. He's won trophies wherever he's been at Valencia. He didn't do that well at Real Madrid, but you look at he's been around. He's won trophies, and that's the only thing negative about him will be his age, because I think he's about 60, so he's not. I was gonna say long term, but there's no such thing as long term. Long term is about 3 years in like football these days. But even still, I think he will be good enough to get some new players in and develop the ones we have. And as a left fielder, this will be probably a bit unpopular, but I'll take Pochettino. There's the obvious scum connection, but like the thing is, people say, "Oh, he never won anything at Spurs," but he didn't have money at Tottenham. Because I'm gonna say in my lifetime, but certainly like the last 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
Poch is by far the best manager that lot has had. I reckon the most consistent period in the league.
The difficulty is now with that, because I know Man United wanted him. A lot of people were saying if Poch was to go to United, or maybe if he went to Arsenal, or whatever, he would actually demand money, because Daniel Levy didn't trust Pochettino. You see the money he's given, in the place he's bought from Mourinho, and in 5 years of Pochettino being there and getting them to a higher status, that nothing happened. He did nothing. He didn't give Pochettino anything. Pochettino will demand, okay, I want this, I want this, I want that. He's a big name now, and people want him. He's like, if you want me, then you give me the players that I want.
Yeah.
So he's already shown flares of that. He's already shown flares of demanding that. He said he's not going to wait for the job at United.
Yeah.
That's like some of that.
Connor, why have you got Mr. Looney written underneath you?
Oh, well, I was having a discussion because my uncle and my cousin, they're both Arsenal fans, right? And we were talking about the whole Arteta thing and whatever. And I was the odd one out because they both want. Well, I mean, I don't want Arteta out. I think he deserves a bit more of a chance. But they're more of sort of Terry's side, and sort of believes that there's an Emery cult and people. Trust the process. I think a process is happening, but what people don't understand is you should be allowed to criticize the process and question the process, whatever that process is. But I think the tide's turning now with Arsenal fans, because more Arsenal fans are starting to realise, okay, Arteta, is he really the man? I'm not really seeing any improvement. He won an FA Cup. Because actually, it's quite interesting. When you won the FA Cup, I was like, you know what, next season, if he gets a few more players in and gets a few players out, this team could be a force. That's what I thought. They could build on this. But actually, it only papered over the cracks. And that's showing.
Yeah.
So, you got Wolves this weekend, haven't you, I think? So
we're in the Europa League tomorrow night against Wolves.
Yeah. Well,
and then we got Wolves, and our next league game after Wolves is Tottenham.
Forget about that, Connor. I don't even have confidence on that.
Yo, Connor.
Yeah.
Tottenham ain't gonna.
Yo, Connor.
Yep.
Do you see someone in your team that could not necessarily start, but do a job, bring something to Arsenal's squad?
If I had to pick someone, we've got a really he's better than Willian, I can tell you that. His name's Bright Samuel, right? This season, even last season, because I don't know, you might have heard of a player called Abira who's gone to Palace, right? You might have heard of him. Baller, absolute baller. Fantastic partnership with Bright, got on very well. I think he's a type of, he can actually get past the first man compared to Willian. He's a very good dribbler. His finishing's improved. His crossing's really good, and he's very physical. To come across a very physical winger nowadays is actually kind of quite rare. You're not really quite skinny, quite athletic.
Yeah.
He can hold the ball up. He can bring people into play. Yeah.
Can you say his name again?
He couldn't do it against my other team, Bristol City, could he?
We haven't played Bristol City yet this season, but anyway, when we play Bristol City, we'll see. But they're not as good as team as I thought they'd be this season. But that's another story.
Can you repeat his name though? I want to look him up.
Bright Samuel. He's Nigerian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 22, and he's out of contract this season as well. And I know Palace, Newcastle, Wolves.
The whole thing, but you mentioned about the trust the process and the Arteta in and out thing.
Yeah.
Another probably point to this is when we got rid of Wenger, everyone admitted at that time, that's it, right? In terms of long-term managers for about 20 years or more, you're not going to get that with Alex, like you did with Alex Ferguson, like you did with Arsene Wenger, right? You're going to get managers that are going to be in, 5 years tops, right? Not even
I don't
that.
believe in the process.
I
don't think there is one.
I think a lot of these are, probably Arteta in, are probably thinking that it's going to take a number of years. I'm sorry, the manager's not going to get that time. He's not going to get it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it's quite unfair. I feel sorry for Arteta because he's been. Well, I feel sorry for him, but I don't, because he's been thrown in the deep end. You know, it's his first job. It's a very difficult job with a divided fan base. With the team he has for his first job is incredibly difficult. That's where people want an experienced manager. That's the point. That's
That's why that's why when we got along Ancelotti at Everton, I was like, why don't we go for him?
Yeah.
Why Arteta should go as an Everton legend, should go to Everton, and we should get Ancelotti.
But then when you look at it, you look at it from the other side. Okay, this is his first job. Let's maybe give him a bit of time. Let's see what he can do. I don't think he should get sacked now. I mean, what's the point? Who are you going to get in? I mean, that's the first question. And then the second thing is, well, you've got to see if there's an improvement. Give him I would say give him till Christmas and towards the end of the season. If you're not in the top 6, he's got to go by Christmas if he's not in that position. Yeah. Because remember,
trouble is, Connor, do you know our assistant manager at Arsenal, right? He's the assistant manager of the Wales national team.
Oh yeah.
Right? And if you put him along the same size as Arteta, there's no different there, really. There's no different there at all, because he's got that little bit more experience than Arteta, but there's no difference. So if Arteta was losing games and he failed and he did get the sack, at the moment they're replacing with him until the end of the season.
Yeah, but that could mean two things, because normally when a manager goes and you get someone, or you might give the assistant manager a chance, there's sometimes a bit more of a bounce, because he might want to change a few things. Okay, wait, and I think he'll probably change the style of play. I reckon he won't sit back. I reckon, you know what, we got Aubameyang in this team, we got Lacazette in this team. Let's try and actually go for it. He might utilise that. So it could go two ways. It could be the same things he's worked underneath that manager, or it could go another way and maybe results could improve, which you do see sometimes. So, you know.
I think
Atalanta just scored against Liverpool.
Is it?
One second, my boys. I want to touch base with the transfers, right? So you got Gabriele, right? Yes, they're good signings, but they should be making like big stand at Arsenal to see the quality that they have.
Speak up, lads.
But they're not. Sorry, my mic's actually quite low. 1 second, let me turn it up.
As I can't hear you.
1 second. Can you hear me now?
No.
No, you're like Wayne. You talking into a dildo?
1 second. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Yo, Anthony. It's because of comments like these that Grandma knows I'm the nice cousin.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to finish off in a minute, mate.
The thing is, if Steve Round left, though, I think he came in with Arteta, so I think that's why we got Freddie in as caretaker, because Emery had his own assistant. Because a lot of managers is they have their own assistant, like they have a team of not just an assistant but coaches. So I'm not sure if I think Steve Round did come in with Arteta, so I'm not sure if he would be our our caretaker if Arteta left. Probably would have to put Mertesacker, because Freddie's left too. So I don't know. Or you never know, Steve Ball could be our caretaker.
There's a lot of talk that Santi Cazorla is coming next season, right?
You know something? I've read something about that. Santi Cazorla. Yeah.
I think Santi's gonna join Arteta next season. I would take him as a player now, man. He could play a couple games now for us.
He could be a scout.
Well, that means you're going backwards. You're getting he might play for your club, but you're getting these old players who, no offense, maybe a bit washed up now. Get some new, young, exciting players. Don't get these free transfers or
but Connor,
like
He's coming as a manager. I'm just saying right now, like I would actually take him for a couple of games, but he's coming as a manager.
I want to talk about what Anthony said before about the managers, though, like the backup manager. The thing is, right, you guys swapped with them two, right? You said Anthony. The brain behind Arteta is not a big dog either, as in he's not really going to take much control.
Speak up, bro.
I
No,
can't
it's still too
see,
low.
Sam.
Yeah,
It's still quiet. It's still
Can
very
you hear
quiet.
me now?
No,
more or
Yeah,
less.
No,
it's
it's
quiet.
very, very quiet.
Sounds like you're shouting from a really deep cave.
Sounds like you're just talking like 20 meters away from your phone or computer or something.
No, AC, honestly, we can't hear you, mate. We can hear you, but very faintly.
What about now?
That's
That's
a bit
better.
better.
Right. So, right. What I was saying is, obviously, Anthony, I know you said about the backup, like the guy who's backing Arteta, like in the board. Like you said, if they were to replace him with that guy, you said he's not that, he's not that far off from Arteta. But the thing is, with many teams in the Prem, they were to get a backup, they wouldn't even think about getting anyone from their board already. They just think about swapping the manager if desperately needed. The thing is, with Manchester United, it's the same thing. Everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, just get Posh in." Like what? Realistically, right? If we sack Ollie and then Poch does well for us, obviously because at the start of the dual term at a new club, you tend to do well. I'm saying when he messes up and starts losing games, the fan base are going to turn on him and they want a new manager. And that's what football is these days. They want a new manager every season because they realise that the club is in the shits. The thing is, it's not going to change, and I feel like Arsenal need to just count themselves lucky that Arteta's only, recently come to the job compared to Oli. Because Oli's been there for quite a while longer than Arteta. And obviously, I feel like the only reason I can say, Oli, yeah, he's done a little bit better because yes, he's played more games. He's lost many, and I'm not going to say he's a great manager because there's no way anyone can say because he's not. He's not. You compare him to Alex, you compare him to Ancelotti. He's horrible. He's atrocious. But it's just a matter of time before he does get sacked, and then I wonder who we're actually going to bring in. Like Connor said, Poch is realistically been the most talked about for us. But the thing is, I just don't see where we move by swapping the manager all the fucking time because it's realistically the ball just
Oh, 2 goals.
You know.
You're still you gotta speak a little louder, mate. But like, how many players from Arsenal would you actually get at United? Because that's the difference between Oli and Arteta. Arteta's working with a lesser squad.
What do you mean? It's in like
Our team is worse than yours. Like, how many players from Arsenal would you take at United to actually play like a bunch of games?
United's marginally better than us, in my opinion.
I would probably cut out of vast majority. I'd actually just leave him at Arsenal.
Oh, lads, let me move my camera because you see my missus dildo on top of the wardrobe.
So, actually, I just want to say, because I just realised something. I hear a lot of people comparing this process thing to Liverpool, right? To Jurgen Klopp, right?
Yeah.
Now the difference is that was 5 years ago. We don't have that time now. Arsenal don't have that time.
No.
Results need to come. 30 years ago, you could get 10 years and then win a trophy at the end of it. It don't work like that anymore. Arteta has proved he can.
Connor, the thing is as well is that Klopp did go all out and he actually get some results and he rotated the squad a lot, right? But the thing is it some can accept it if you're trying to if you're trying to rectify the problems. You're like, all right, you're trying to find a solution. Okay, we can see where you're trying to go with here, but Arteta stopped doing that. He stopped doing it.
But did you notice that with Klopp, Steve? The players that he brought in, he didn't go to like Real Madrid, Barcelona, all these top clubs. It was these clubs that was like finishing sixth in that because he knew what the players he wanted. Exactly, and they fitted straight into the system. Because he knew what balance and what system he wanted in that squad, and he thought, right, that player do this player go there. Brilliant. He was brilliant with it.
It's mostly Arsenal fans that cry out with that thing, and I'll tell you something right now. It wasn't like the team. Right, realistically, 5 years ago, the team needed more adjusting than Klopp did. Klopp was clearly going to take Liverpool somewhere. The team just needed a little bit of like a boost. It needed some swaps. It needed some transfers. Transfers were needed, obviously, as they are most seasons. And the squad got better. Now they have Mane, who's world class and doing bits for Liverpool consistently. The thing with Arsenal is, it's not just the team that needs to adapt, it's the manager. And Klopp did not need to adapt. He just needed to be given the time to process and actually prove his worth, if that makes sense.
The thing is,
Yeah, no, you're right.
I get why people make the
sense.
comparison though, because when Klopp went there, when Rodgers got the
Mate, this
sack,
the last point.
Liverpool finished 8th, right? But the thing with Klopp is that he won the league back to back up at Dortmund. He was an experienced manager, and Liverpool fans gave him time because they knew it would take a while with an experienced manager. There's a silly comparison really to make with Klopp and Arteta. It's just, I get why people make it, but it's chalk and cheese really.
Yeah, like I said, it's just people try and spin it to me. It's like with anything, people spin it to make it about their own agenda and make it suit their agenda or their opinion, and make their opinion sound valid. And but what I can say is that, I'm definitely not confident, and that's whether it be Mulder, Wolves, Tottenham, any one of those games. I don't even feel confident with. But
can I ask you
I
guys
think we
something?
might come in as a result against Mold, Steve, but that's all I can see. I can see probably we might scrape a 2-1 win against Mold, and maybe get a 1 or 2 draw against Wolves. I'll say 1-1 because we're not really scoring, are we? We haven't scored in something like 7 hours of football.
Yeah. In open
No,
You know what
play.
I'm saying? So
but like I
it's
said, there's
Can I ask you
I'm gonna
guys
have to
something because we keep coming
make it,
back to the
make it
Arteta
last
thing.
thing. Make it last thing, mate. So
Yeah. Do you guys feel like Arteta's recruitment so far has been poor? Like the players he brought in, do you feel like he did a poor job so far? Because I
No,
don't.
I feel like he's
don't
done
think
good.
it's fully bad.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'll say this now. The facts are they're good players, but it looks like it looks like it's like they're high standard players, right? Obviously, as we know, but it looks like they've been poorly, right. Facts are they've been put into the team.
Sorry,
They're good
be honest
players.
with you. The best player that Arteta's brought in is Gabriel. That's the
Yeah,
best
but
player he's brought
if you
in.
think about it, our two best players this season are him and Partey, even though Partey didn't play enough games.
Yes, Gabriel's number 1. Partey at the moment he's number 2.
Yeah, I'll say that now. We'll say that now.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they're high standard transfers, and they've come into the squad because they're good players. But it looks like they are low standard transfers of how they've been playing. Standard. I just think they are good, and they will prove their worth soon. It's just gonna take time. Just like Arteta, because it's like for me, because I saw Arsenal when Wenger like a few years before Wenger was out, right? And I look at it now, and I'm kind of like, shit, it got this bad. It's like you man are refreshing yourselves like every single week. It's like you're refreshing yourselves. It's like obviously the manager's been refreshed, the team has been refreshed, and the players you're bringing in are still basically revising how Arsenal are playing. Because I don't feel like Partey is going to be a flop at Arsenal. I just feel like he needs better players around him, because you're not going to just get a manager to land in the shit. Because Arteta came into the job, like I've said all the time, the facts are he came into the job with a shit ready set team with players like Bellerin in the team already. The team wasn't better before he came. And he's actually winning games with that team, which is a good thing. And I feel like if he had a team, he'd actually do good things, because he's doing good. He's doing okay with the team you guys currently have, and it's shit. But if he gets a better team, if he gets the P income obviously, and then obviously starts spending his money in the transfer window, then he'll actually be able to prove his worth as a manager, and probably adapt onto that and realize that this guy actually had a bad squad before and actually won games. So how's he doing that? And he can actually do better now.
Exactly. Arteta realistically, like other than renewing contracts, he brought in 6 players, right? 2 were for free, Willian and Cedric. he spent some money on Mari. We don't know if he's going to work out or not because of the injuries. Gabriel Magalhães and Porte are our best players right now. And he brought back Sabajos, who, you can't blame him because he was playing okay. So I don't think he's recruited poorly, mate. So I do have some hopes that the process is going to work out because the players that he's bringing in, like some of the stuff is working. It's just that overall we're still not good enough.
You got
Well,
one
like
after
I
too. So
like I can say is that it will. This whole thing is going to keep going as a debate for a while longer, and especially if results aren't going to improve anytime soon. Yeah. Anyway, we've come to the end of it of tonight's stream, at least. Tomorrow we've got Mulder versus Arsenal. Watch along, and then I've got my new show on Friday, which is the Checker Flag show. It's just basically this show, but in F1 news sort of terms. So, and there's other than that, it's I'm pretty tied up all week with streams, all week. So, but thanks for guys coming on. Marvels, thank you. Thanks, Marley, Ads, Connor, and Anthony. Thanks everyone in the chat who's contributed, and whoever's, as always, like and subscribe if you're new. Until then, everyone, take care and stay safe, stay well.